live bet. You guys are in everything. And that's coming from a guy that's in everything.
We're live at Cage Mind Studios. It's the beginning of a new era for the UFC. UFC 324 is what we're going to be watching. I'm Mika Frankl as we go across to my right. Robbie Ray from Robbie Ray Images. And yeah, we left the famous one for last. The former Flyweight World Title Challenger, Borg MMA and Fitness Head Coach, Ray Borg. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
The famous one.
Yeah,
Look at you,
one.
bro.
I still got it. I still
You
get
still
free
got
stuff
it,
sometimes,
yeah.
you know. Still get good tickets every once in a while. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good to have you here, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
What do you think of these fights so far?
So far, they're pretty good. I mean, I'll be honest. I kind of missed a few of them, just because I was trying to, running a dog training business as well, trying to get a bunch of stuff handled before I headed over here. But the Figueroa one was, a disappointment. I wish he would have fought more. He seemed definitely like not even in there to, he was in there not to lose, as opposed to being there to win. The Silva and Allen fight was good. I text my cousin right away because he's always asking me like, who should I bet on? How should I do this? And he goes, hey, who do you think is going to win? Or if Gaethje wins, how do you think he's going to win? And I was like, well, I don't really see Gaethje winning, but, he's like, but he's an underdog, so I'm going to bet on him. So I told him what could happen. And he goes, okay, well, my backup plan to save me on this, like, I don't do betting, so I don't know.
I don't do betting.
Yeah, I don't either. But he said my backup plan that's going to save me is Silva versus Allen. I was like, well, how do you have that one going? And he goes, I have Silva winning by TKO. And he goes, well, what do you think? I was like, I don't got that, man. I was like, I have Allen. I'm going to go for Allen, but he's been inactive for a year and a half. So the safest bet is Silva by decision. Called it. Right? So I texted him right away. So they've been pretty fun fights. Definitely watched Ty Miller's fight. I'm a big fan of that kid now.
Huge fan. Look at this kid. Up-and-comer from New Mexico. Just on a tear right now.
Yeah, I didn't know much about Ty because, I came up with Fit. And I was before his time, and I knew he was like a young prospect. And
what do they call him, Micah? Little beans.
Little means he is. Well,
little beans.
That's funny that you say that because I actually when they were talking about him, like Hondo and Sergio were talking about him a lot about how good he was, but I just never seen him fight. Well, I had a guy on an LFA card in Denver, the same card that he was on, and it was when one of his highlight reels when he knocked that dude out. And I was just like, holy shit. Right away, I went up to JJ. I was like, that was like an orthodox version of Tim Means.
Yeah.
Like, the similarities are crazy. And after I seen him knock that dude out in LFA, I was like, man, this kid is something special. And he came in to spar with us a few times to get some rounds in with Andrew Avara. And, man, what a nice kid.
What a nice kid.
Right away, we picked him out of the crowd, started making fun of him. That's kind of how at our gym we're just as you guys went there.
Yeah, for sure.
All we do is we haze each other, and because he was so nice,
be a tough guy.
Yeah,
or tough minded.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Plus, I tell the guys all the time, I love language is making fun of people. So if I'm
giving you camaraderie.
Yeah, it does. Like the other day I was when I uploaded that video on the Borg Martial Arts page. I was watching, the guys and stuff like that. And, after class, when they're doing the walk around the mats and stuff, the one thing it stood out to me when I posted that video was everybody smiling, talking to each other as they're walking, right? Nobody was mad. Nobody was heated. And those dudes had beat the crap out of each other.
No, I did notice that. Everybody was sitting along the wall. They were just having conversation. Yeah. Nobody was angry with each other after sparring. That was good. That was good to see.
So we're building a good community there.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty fun, but Ty was in there a couple times, and right away I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make fun of this kid. I'm gonna give him crap." Because we have a guy named Ryan Rockford, and him and Ryan hit it off right away. Because Ryan,
which one's Ryan?
ASU wrestler.
Okay.
Fought a couple times.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, they right away started to click because they're both two really nice guys, and we just both started just hazing the hell out of both of them. So he's a really nice kid. I like Ty a lot.
What a good person for him to look up to while growing up, like Tim Means, though.
Yeah, man. Like, Tim is just the man. Like, I think
like they have like similar. They're both taller. Mm-hmm. They're both lanky. They both have like good reaches. They both have like similar styles. They do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
very similar styles, and he's very fortunate to have that type of style to look up to. Like I tell all my I'm 5 foot nothing, so I can help out all these guys. But when all these taller guys are asking me questions, I always try to give guys people to, look at. Like, hey, go. I tell my short guys, go watch, Iron Mike Zambitas kickbox.
Oh yeah.
Great guy to look at to try to get styles and looks from him. And I tell all the tall guys, I said, you know what? Everyone talks about John Jones and his reach, and he is great at using his reach. But I was like, go watch Tim Means. Like, go watch how Tim Means uses his length and how sharp he is. So yeah, so for Ty to have that, and coming up is really good for him.
Who was your person that you looked up to
in the gym, or like
as far as like emulating?
Frankie Edgar.
Oh
yeah,
phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure, it was Frankie Edgar. But when I was coming up, before I was in the UFC and things like that, my guy that really helped me out was actually Frank Baca.
Oh yeah, of course,
yeah, Frank
of course,
Baca.
yeah.
Frank Baca. Donald Sanchez was the reason why I even came to Albuquerque, to believe it or not.
Where were you before?
Jukencarry.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jukencarry.
Oh, okay.
Training with Abel Colum.
Oh shoot,
first coach ever.
Wow.
When I was 13 years old.
I did not know
that.
So
yeah, so I came up with Abel, and then as soon as I graduated high school, I didn't know Donald at the time, but I was in a situation where I kind of had to get a Jukencarry just because really random weird stuff. Yeah, okay. Really random life stuff. But I didn't know Donald, but I knew Gerald Lovato and Donald just essentially from competing against like fit kids and things like that. And I knew Donald was like the king of the cage champ. Abel was the king of the cage champ. So I reached out to Donald, like, hey man, I want to train with you guys, blah, blah, blah. So he invited me down for a tryout, to try out with Fit. And at the time I out grappled everybody, just rolled everybody up. I didn't submit anybody, but I just
did you wrestle in high school?
No wrestling.
Where'd you learn your ground game?
A mixture of three people, I'll say. Well, in terms of like jiu-jitsu, Abel Colum.
Okay.
Abel Colum was the foundation of it. And then who really progressed my wrestling was John Judy. And then who further progressed it was Jafari.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Cowboys coach.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He was with me for a lot of camps, and that guy is just phenomenal.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
And then in terms of like my jiu-jitsu, as it started to further progress in my career, it was always Baraka.
Which is another great grappling coach.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Man. I've worked with quite a bit of grappling coaches, and even like some very high level ones, and Barata is like definitely like one of the best in the entire world at coaching.
For sure.
And then because he's fought MMA, his understanding for MMA jiu-jitsu is just insane.
Mm-hmm. Who do you have against or this fight, Namajunas or Silva?
I don't know, man.
See, I had Namajunas because I like her, but I'm just kind of like going because of that. She's fast paced. She knows her stuff. She's been she was a world champion 2 times?
Yeah.
2 times? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving
experience.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Namajunas based off of experience and because I know who she is.
Yeah, but Micah's got Silva.
Why
do you have Silva, Micah?
Silva's upside, her speed. I thought that on the feet she'll be able to keep it even. This is a fight that I thought Rose has to get a takedown and show her jiu-jitsu to win. She looks a little touched on the face because Silva is like 3rd degree black belt Taekwondo, very good in the pocket, very light on her feet. She's like a younger kind of.
Yeah, but you can't count out
version.
Namajunas because she's very light on her feet. She got great head movement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She got great combinations. So
yeah, what I like about Namajunas is with her footwork is so like as I'm watching Silva, and it's just very bouncy, very karate style, right? And sometimes when you're real twitchy like that, you can leave yourself open. But Namajunas' footwork is so good, but it's just fundamental. It's very fundamentally sound footwork, just in and out, in the right place at the right time. If I remember right, Silva has like a nasty counter spinning back kick that she does. But it's very counter boxer. And like as I was watching right now, because like I said, I don't know much about Silva, just other than a couple clips that I've seen. But in the pocket, her chin's right in the air. She's swinging for the fences in the pocket, but chin's right in the air. So I think if Namajunas is going to capitalize, that's where she will.
I think that like Silva's trying to be like the stronger fighter in this matchup. She's constantly just like trying to pressure forward, be strong with her punches, and Namajunas is being a little bit more of a defensive type of fighter right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely.
Silva also, I was going to say, she would have fought for the title if we didn't have the Weili Shevchenko matchup. She was the one that would have got the Wei Li
Really?
position. Yeah. She was already the number 1 contender. She had already earned it. She's actually
She is
fighting
strong
down.
though.
She's number 2 fighting number 6.
She looks confident fighting
So-
Nama Yunus. Like,
So, but yeah, she looks pretty big.
yeah.
And that's always been my thing with Nama Yunus is like, I've seen Nama Yunus in person a bajillion times. But I've never thought of her as big enough to be a 25er. But 25 is kind of weird for women. I've seen most 25ers that seem like Rose's size, like Silva, looks maybe a little bit physically stronger, but not much. And Shevchenko in my eyes isn't massive, but then you get some girls that are just ginormous at 25. So I feel like Rose could still do well at 15, in my opinion.
What about you at 35s? That's even crazy to think about.
To me fighting at 35?
Yeah, dude, that's wild for me to think about you
Yeah.
at 35. How much are you walking around right now?
Right now, I'm retired, brother. So I'm walking around at like.
I didn't mean to call you
Yeah,
out.
don't worry. My fiance makes fun of me. My fiance makes fun of me. But I walk around at 75 now, 175. But the crazy part isn't me fighting at 35, it's fighting at 25 that sometimes I'm like.
Was that a hard weight cut?
Not when I was good at it. So when I stopped getting good at fighting at 125 is when I started to make a little bit of money in the UFC and I developed hobbies. Like most people, they start making money, they start, faming, they party, drink, all stuff. I just had hobbies.
What kind of hobbies did you have?
I was super, super into mountain biking.
Oh yeah,
So
I remember
yeah,
that.
I love mountain biking.
Super into archery.
Yeah, that's still a lifelong thing. I grew up a hunter, so I'm still a bow hunter. But I got into competing in archery, so I was always shooting, always at competitions, not in the gym. So when
did you do well in those competitions?
Yeah, I did okay.
Good.
I did okay.
Because you have that like champion mentality.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
like you're not just gonna pick up something and just be mediocre. You're
Exactly,
gonna pick up something
yeah.
and be great at it, right?
Yeah,
You wear
for sure.
glasses. You fighters have good eyes and good accuracy.
Yeah. But yeah, so as soon as I started to like develop hobbies and make some money, I chose that over consistently be in the gym. So what would happen is, I would eat, I would have a good time, go do all these fun things, and then I'd get a contract. And they'd be like, hey, you're fighting at 25, fighting somebody in 6 weeks, and I'd look at the scale and I'm like 160. And I was like, damn. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, damn, that's a huge cut.
Yeah.
So I would just try to kamikaze the cut. Pretty much I was cutting weight just to get to a weight that I can cut weight
So
on.
your main focus on like the fight was just like making the weight rather than like preparing for the fight.
I think, like, especially at flyweight.
Because I've been there.
Yes.
So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So I think at flyweight, 70% of my fights at flyweight weren't about the fight itself. It was about making weight.
Yeah.
And that was it. So that's when it became really, really hard to make 25 is I just let myself get too heavy in the off count. That's why I tell these guys, I was like, look, I missed weight. It's very well documented. But because I missed weight, I can tell you to don't do this shit, right? One of those things is being heavy out of camp, right? So I let myself get too heavy out of camp, and then I would try to do this big old weight cut. And that's when the cuts to 25 started getting hard. At 35, it was so much easier. I could just be, flexible eating, focus on just the fight itself and make 35 just fine.
How hard was it, the back-to-back weight cuts? Because you went from the Urso fight to the UFC debut. So even when you're good at into it, was that easy? Or
that
was
was
that
easy because I was tiny.
times?
Yeah, because I was tiny. And plus I was young. I was 20 years old. So cutting weight at 20 years old was easy peasy, So I got the call when I got the call to fight Dustin Ortiz after the Urso fight. It happened. I got the call 15 minutes after I beat Urso.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 15 minutes.
It was immediately afterwards.
It was immediately afterwards. And
Backstage.
Wow.
Yeah. And the reason why it was immediately after was because, from my understanding, Sean Shelby was there to watch Urso. Right?
Oh,
in the crowd.
Yeah.
He was there for Urso because
They were trying to recruit him.
Everybody was hyping up Urso, and they didn't know who the hell I was. And then we go, I go out there and have a performance like I did. And then right away, Sean Shelby called Tom and said, hey, let's get Ray to fight Dustin Ortiz 2 weeks notice. Well, Tom originally was going to say no, just because, I was 20 years old. And then, we took the weekend to think about it. And then we decided to say yes. But so at that time, I really only after the Urso fight. I really only.
Holy
got
cow, that was like 15 years ago.
That was a long time.
Damn,
ago.
I remember that like it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I
it
can't
was
believe that. Wild.
12 years
Wild.
ago.
Yeah,
12 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that weight cut was easy because I was just pretty much already there. I didn't really have to do much. Like, I have a video on my Instagram. Like, the way I cut weight was we were in Florida. Me and my buddy Tim Sosa. I just put on a bunch of sweats and we went and played putt-putt golf and I cut the weight.
Really?
So,
Just in the hot weather?
Yeah. Oh,
It's like
God.
I'm just gonna sweat it out.
Yeah, it was crazy
Yeah.
humid up there. So that one was pretty easy having that type of back-to-back weight cut.
What did you find difficult trying to make weight and then you not making weight? Like what was the difficulty?
Like
When-
like on fight week and things like that.
Yeah. Just like what did you find difficult?
The hard part is obviously the dehydration.
Yeah. for sure.
The hard part for me was dehydrating myself before the cut even started. So, like I mentioned, when my weight cut started to go
Oh,
back.
because you were so focused on trying to make weight.
Yeah, well, like I was so heavy
Yeah.
on the off camps that what I would do is I would literally like cut weight to get to a certain number. So, for example, if I needed to be 138 on fight week to have a normal cut,
Be like 143 or something.
yeah, I would
like
be
that.
heavy. And what I would do is I'd wear a sauna suit. I'd go for a long run, and I'd be like, okay, cool. I just dropped 3 pounds. I have to keep that 3 pounds off so I wouldn't drink anything. So essentially, I had dehydrated my body before I'd ever got time to dehydrate my body.
Gotcha.
So that's what made those cuts really, really hard and
Yeah.
start to go wrong.
What was the worst part for you, Rob? I know you did it also a bunch of times. Not UFC, but-
I've never not made weight, but it's been difficult. The lowest that I ever fought was 145, and that was freaking very difficult to get to. Like I was like on the scale, very dehydrated, like on the verge of passing out. And what was this guy's name? That
Smotherman.
Holy cow, dude! We have all been on that teetering verge.
Yeah.
And we just held it together. But that dude, like it was too much for him, and it was so difficult to watch, man.
Yeah, really, really crazy.
With him crazy too, Jeff Molina and him kind of both said the same thing. It was the easiest weight cut. Like Jeff Molina said that a while ago when he was in the UFC, that when he was like getting in the elevator, all of a sudden he passed out. And both of them kind of said it was the easiest weight cut of their career. Both of them felt great that they didn't even like float that much weight, and all of a sudden their bodies just crashed out on them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's got to be some in my opinion, I don't think you have an easy cut, a simple cut, and then something like that happens. In my opinion, I'm not saying that he went out there and just fucked up and did something wrong, but maybe he either did have a bigger cut or maybe there was something else going on.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I did think it was dumb as hell that Dana said, "Oh, it was nerves. People faint at weddings." Smotherman's been there before. I actually have met Smotherman and seen him a couple times because we have a lot of dudes on Fury all the time, and he's one of Fury's guys. And
Okay.
he's not massive, He's not a big 35er. He's a good size 35er, but he's not over the top big, And he did find, all his previous cuts being in the UFC. So I don't think it has anything to do with nerves. I think there's maybe something underlying that we're not knowing about. Maybe he's not knowing about because to faint like that is just because there was no. Oh, I'm fainting. Let me catch myself. It was
No, he didn't even get back up.
He didn't even seem like he knew, it
Yeah,
hit his brain
exactly.
that quickly. Like
He sat up and then they laid him back down.
right, because his eyes were rolling
Yeah.
back, I think, because he was like physically unconscious. I wonder if it was also, was there like a potassium versus like
Maybe,
solid
yeah.
balance or something?
Electrolytes play
Yeah.
a huge part too. Like
like
whenever you're dehydrating yourself.
maybe like numbers wise, it wasn't a big cut or a hard cut, but who knows what it took to get there?
Yeah, exactly,
So, it's interesting, but I saw that video and I showed it to my fiance mine, and I was like, you know what, man, we're getting closer and closer to a possible death from a weight cut, man. It's happened before,
It's the most treacherous part of all of this, especially like.
But how
Yeah.
you
All of
can't
these combat sports.
stop that from happening. Like everybody wants to be the bigger guy in the lower weight class.
Yeah, the
And
only
it's always gonna happen.
the only suggestion, or not suggestion on my part, but the only thing that people are suggesting is the 1FC method, right? But all that does is it forces everybody to go up weight class. I actually talked to DJ about it a while back with the rehydration thing, because when I was supposed to do that GFL fight, I was fighting Marlon Moraes at 135, but I can weigh in at 145 hydrated. So I asked how that worked. I had a buddy who knew how it worked because my striking coach Ryan Cafaro, he was out there with Eddie Alvarez for all that ONE FC stuff, and so it doesn't. He said that people will still find a way around it, and they still cut weight and still manage to pass a hydration test, but that seems to be the only possible way around it, is just not necessarily hydration test to make sure everyone's hydrated. Essentially, all you're doing is forcing everybody up a weight class.
Yeah. Is it kind of essentially like diet down more so that your body's naturally hydrated at that like 145, or is it still kind of the same methods you would employ?
I think it
to go from your 165
because
to 145, and you're just not doing the harsh dehydration.
I think it's more so maybe not the harsh dehydration. I don't know, like Rob said, everyone's different. Like, so for example, when I cut to 35 and I have a easy, successful cut, I'm going into fight week already at like 146, eating normal, no nothing, right? So it would come down to people either just dieting to their weight or, strategically passing a hydration test, but still cutting because, and during the weight cut process during the week, when you're cutting out, the UFC PI method way where you're cutting out all, fiber and carbs and stuff like that, your body will drop like 5 pounds and you'll feel like shit and you're still kind of cutting, but with the amount of water that you're drinking, you're kind of still hydrated. So, it's a tricky thing to try to fix. And I don't think the UFC will ever do anything about it because, things like that happen on such rare occasions publicly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people.
Well, there's nothing the UFC can do because coming from an athlete, you want to compete at the highest level in the smallest weight class that you can. And that's always going to continue till the end of time right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And this goes way beyond the UFC. People have been doing this since, a very long time.
I was doing it at 9 and 10 years old. My dad would make me cut weight to be the big guy in the little weight class.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be like 100 pounds and I'd be cutting to like 85 pounds as a junior wrestler because I was going to be better at that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, this is the wrestling mentality.
Yeah,
the wrestler's sport.
So.
Boxers don't try to cut this much weight. They cut a couple pounds. They don't.
What do you guys think about this fight so far? Who do you guys have?
I
got
think Silva's landed a couple more.
She looks strong, huh?
Punches.
I got it 1-1 to be honest. I think Rose did enough towards the end of the second to seal the round because she ended on top and she was inflicting a little damage, but I just really see Silva just throwing, not necessarily landing. But right now I have Silva winning the third for sure.
Ouch.
Yep.
What a great throw.
Yep. So I think Silva's gonna.
She landed up on top, very dominant position.
Either way, it was a pick'em fight more than either one being like a big favorite. Yeah. It was that close skill wise. That's why I thought Silva could hang. Next one after this should be the big boys. We should have Waldo Cortez Acosta, Derek Lewis next.
Yep.
Oh.
So we can have something really boring or something really explosive.
Yeah.
I'm expecting explosive because they've already been trying to muscle up on the weigh-ins, and it seems like Lewis has gotten the back issues kind of fixed, and those seem to have given him a lot of hesitation for a while, where he was like, if I explode, am I going to tumble over from my back hurting?
Yeah.
Dude, no, that was like a real thing for a while.
Really?
Yeah. And Cortez Acosta right now he's a pirate. He's out there clowning Tom Aspinall because he got poked in the eye and then clobbered a dude. So, yeah, no, there's a lot of intrigue and heat on that one. Not to mention, there's rumors that, like, with a win, Derek Lewis could fight at the White House because he's supposedly one of Trump's favorite fighters.
He's one of everybody's favorite fighters. You know what I mean?
Exactly, but that'll get you a favor. Like, maybe you got on a prelim at the White House.
Like, how are you going to take your shorts off after a fight because your balls was hot?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, this is the only person that could ever do that and get away with it.
Did you ever feel that same, though? Either one.
Everybody
ever feel that way? Yes, you feel that way?
I mean,
like,
yeah, but I don't think like that. You know
no, you didn't take
Did you
off
ever
the
want
shorts.
to take your shorts off after a fight because your balls was hot?
I mean, when
That's
I
a
first
big,
saw that,
that's
I
a
was
big
like,
man.
Or
Yeah.
talk about the filing your significant other
That
in your
was
post
funny.
fight.
Oh,
celebration.
shit.
So
Who do you
the
got
whole
next? My wife.
Yeah, when that I was watching the press conference when some guy asked him how he was going to celebrate with his wife after this fight. Did you guys see that? Oh, funny as hell, man.
Oh, I was at the press conference. I was
Huh?
there. I was
No,
there.
no, this one.
Oh, okay.
This one, they asked him how he was going to celebrate with his wife after that. Laura Sanko goes, "Do we really want to know that?" And Derek Lewis goes, "You know how it's going to go. I'm going to be all up in them guts." And I'm like, "Jeez, this dude, man." I think he's funny as hell.
Bro.
I think he's funny because, in my opinion, he's just got a lot of one-liners. He's very quiet, very reserved. And then
But you know what though? He's a genuine dude.
He is.
He's
yeah,
not
he is,
fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
he
can
is.
we can see if somebody's fake.
for sure.
He's just a very genuine person that has a very good personality and kind of funny.
Mhm.
Actually, really funny.
Yeah. Oh, super funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's an interesting dude. Do we know what happened with the Johnson fight? Why that got pulled?
There's a lot of speculation online about
Betting?
the irregular betting. I mean, it went from the line was turning in favor to it flipped like 100 to 150 points. So they pulled the fight. There was something suspicious going on,
Dang.
like hardcore.
That's super random, man. Like, especially for a fight like Michael Johnson and what's his name?
Alexander Hernandez.
Yeah, like
Those are Johnson and Hernandez, right?
yeah, like that those two guys, veterans of the sport, seem like the last person to be involved in some sort of like betting scandal. But I guess you never know.
But you know what though? I was telling Micah this earlier. The fact that they do cancel a fight nowadays shows how they're trying to be very like neutral. Like they're trying to make sure that nothing sketchy happens in their fights, because like when you see boxing, there's so many like fights that are thrown, people are getting paid. They're trying to keep things like good.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, I think that's a good thing. If there's legit,
Like if they feel like something could be off on a fight, okay, we'll pull you because we feel like there could be a little bit of, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no. Like I think that's definitely a good thing to, if they're starting to suspect some sort of weird betting stuff.
Yeah.
For sure. Because honestly, that's what's hard about watching boxing these days. That's why I don't get super invested. Like I told everybody, I was like, if Anthony Joshua loses to Jake Paul, I will never watch a boxing fight ever again. And all of boxing is completely rigged.
Yeah.
So,
but you know what? That was actually a good fight. We saw that he went out there, he tried his best, but he wasn't the best that night.
Mm-hmm.
He got his ass whooped.
Oh, Jake Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
And that was good to see because that kept the integrity of the boxing sport.
It did. And you know what? I don't like Jake Paul because he's just kind of an idiot. I don't really like the whole, influencer stuff that, I'm kind of like an old grumpy man at this point, but I hate that like the dude looks like he was in a prison game, but
I don't think anybody gives him credit. Like he started off on Disney as Disney's little star, but then he wanted to become someone, and then whenever he became that person, everybody hates on him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think like he
thing,
did pretty good in boxing. He's not top elite level, but he promoted himself like nobody can.
Yeah. So like I don't like his personality. I don't like all that shit that he's doing, but I am a realist and I am a real person. I'm an honest person, and saying that like I've never like said anything ill about him boxing because for two reasons. One, the dude's fucking in there with not really coming from a martial arts background.
Right.
And he's putting it on the line. So like you can never take that from a man. You can never take, to go in there against some of the guys he's boxed.
Anderson Silva?
Mm-hmm.
Holy
and
cow.
then even the last one before Joshua, who was that? Chavez Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude's a legit boxer. I mean, he's not what he used to be, but he's a legit boxer. And Jake Paul accidentally boxed him. So, the dude's actually out there, showing some balls to like, especially.
I mean, he knocked out Tyrone Woodley. Like,
that
everybody says that might have been rigged, but at the same time, though, he landed a great shot and it put him out.
Yeah, but like to go in there and box Anthony Joshua is crazy for anybody.
Yeah.
And I saw something the other day, like quite a while back, and it actually pointed out a really good point that what he's doing, because they're like, oh, he's never fought a real boxer. He's never fought a real boxer. Obviously, the way he talks doesn't help his case, but all he really is doing is what every single boxer does. He's just doing it on a massive platform, right? Because that's what boxing is, and that's what like I tell all the guys at the gym, like these boxers, like you'll have an amazing boxer, high-level boxer who's 18-0, and you see him fighting, and they're like, oh, this dude's gonna, especially like on the regional shows, they're like, oh, this dude's amazing. He's gonna, we're gonna see a fight, and he's fighting somebody who's like 0-10 and doesn't know what they're doing, right? So, that's one thing that I've always said is that boxers are great, they're amazing. I love boxers. I'm friends with a lot of boxers, but also a lot of boxers tend to pad their records for a very long time because
for sure
you don't see a whole lot of 30-0 MMA fighters, because MMA is a little bit better about, okay, easy fight. Okay, let's take a step up in competition. Let's fight someone the same competition level, and then just start going and going. Versus boxing, just like easy fight all the way up until you're like 15-0, 16-0, and then they start to fight tougher guys.
Yeah.
So that betting line went from moderate underdog. Johnson was plus 250, and it dropped to plus 135, so almost to pick 'em. So they pulled it. That was an absolutely massive change. Just money skyrocket coming in on Johnson.
Really?
So that would suggest that that's where they had the ploy, and they were worried about another. They were worried about Hernandez possibly, I guess.
You know what? I like that though. If there's going to be a scandal with betting, pull the fight. If it's not a scandal, put him back on the next card.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
And so Michael Johnson was originally not the favorite. Is that what you're saying?
No. So Johnson was a huge underdog, and then they brought it down from where he was really big underdog to all the money that came in on him, made it an almost a pick'em fight to where they were both the same way. So
but
that
the UFC
it was so irregular.
The UFC is under scrutiny with the FBI too.
Yeah, from that last
so they
one
have to be careful.
With Gutierrez.
Yeah.
So this one showed any irregularity. They just had to pull it for safety concerns. And the Jake Paul thing, it's because the theory is that he's a pretty good athlete and a guy that was able to spend millions of dollars on coaching. It just kind of felt like, he had an unfair advantage on how we talk about all the boxers that hone the craft for many, many years and go through all the rough, hard trials. He was kind of able to afford the best coaches, the best training partners, the best supplements.
How was he able to afford that?
Because of the influencing, because of his streaming, all the stuff that him and his brother were famous for, and then that.
What type of streaming, like Twitch and stuff?
Yeah, exactly, like the video game or YouTube.
Don't you play video games? No,
I don't even own a game system, brother.
I don't own a game system.
Yeah.
And then he kind of, handpicked the opponents.
Do you play video games?
Used to, but he took on a bunch of guys that we all knew from MMA. But he's like a 200-pound athlete, and he called out dudes that were fighting at 170. So they're like, well, we're kind of 200 pounds when we're fat. And he's like, well, I'm 200 pounds, but that's 200 pounds as I'm working out to get in shape. So there was just a difference.
So we have Derek Lewis and Waldo Acosta. Who do you guys have on this fight?
I'm going to go that guy.
Waldo Cortez Acosta.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
I'm gonna go that guy simply because I like Derek Lewis, but he's just very one-dimensional. And this guy seems to have a little bit better movement. Actually, I lied. I'm gonna go Derek Lewis.
Shit! Change your mind last minute.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I just have a feeling Derek Lewis is gonna catch him.
I'm gonna go with Derek Lewis too. That's who I was gonna go with. Who you got?
Derek Lewis hits so gosh dang hard. He's got to.
I think Derek Lewis is gonna finish it in the second round.
Either one's going to get knocked out. You guys are going Lewis. I'll go Cortez Acosta just the other way, but I have no clue. Someone's going to sleep. They both hit hard as heck. And to be honest, I think probably Lewis can take a little more, but we'll see. They both massively thumped.
So, Ray, you have what, 6 fighters?
6.
Next weekend? Yeah, 6, man.
Tell us about those.
They're going to be fun fights, man. We're going to see the return of Andreas Quintana.
Yeah.
who's been away for
Yeah.
a long time.
And his brother's on the same
And his
card.
brother, yeah, that's going to be fun.
Dude, and Andreas is fighting a UFC vet.
Yeah, Andreas is fighting Lingo.
Mhm.
Lingo? Yeah.
Lingo, yeah, Austin Lingo.
Yeah. You know, I was, you know, with Andreas's credentials, you know, it's not going to be easy to find him a good return fight. And then they pitched us Lingo, and I was like, okay, ex-UFC guy, I don't know about that. And then I looked into it, and you know, I look into everything pretty deeply when it comes to my guys. And then after I looked into it, I was like, you know, this is a great matchup for him. You know, stylistically wise, and skill wise, I think Andreas is going to really showcase, you know, his boxing. You know, him and his brother. That's what's crazy is they're very heavy boxers, but man, is their wrestling defense really good. You know, could be all that work with Latrell over the years. You know, I've never
Didn't you spar with them or no?
back in the day.
Yeah.
No. I think I went with Andreas one very brief time because he had went into JW for like a couple sparring sessions, and I went with him once then, and it was like just a very like light warm up round. But no, I never sparred with him back in the day. I never worked with Latrell. I just kind of known about them just from, you know, the local scene. But yeah, so Andreas coming back is going to be fun. His brother Javi is always in some crazy fights. That's a kid who's just extremely talented.
I know Micah was calling him a veteran.
Right? I was calling Javi a veteran. I was
Because he's been around for a while.
I'm like, because he has 10 now fights as a pro, and compared to Ricky Ross that they're trying to promote 4-0 as an upstart, I'm like, you're the veteran in this matchup.
Yeah, I told him that too, that you're
more
the vet, you're
experienced.
more experienced.
Yeah.
And to be truly honest, they've been there, or he's been around forever.
Yeah,
you know,
he
it's
has.
you know, his MMA records, like I think like 6-3 or something like
Yeah.
that. So, you know, not a huge record, but he's been involved in the sport for a long time, you know. So I think that's going to be, you know, really big for him. This kid he's fighting is tough, but after watching it, they're just very evenly matched, man. It's like they're like the same guy, to be honest. Very, very like the same exact guy. Ian's got a pretty tough fight in terms of style.
And I think this is what, his second
What?
his second professional?
Ian? No, this will be his sixth.
Okay.
Sixth professional fight. He's 3-2 as a pro.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's 3-2 as a pro. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty good matchup for him. The guy's good, but you know, it's Ian's a better fighter all around. The guy's just kind of a random 10th planet jiu-jitsu guy. So that's gonna be fun to watch. Anytime you watch Ian fight, it's you don't know what you're getting.
I know, dude. His interviews, you don't even know what you're gonna get, and it's awesome to see him on there because makes it very entertaining.
That's a guy who's very genuine. The way he is on the mic, that's who the hell he is, man. And
I watched his last interview and I was like,
yeah,
this is awesome.
Yeah,
good for you, Ian, bro. If you're watching, dude, good for you, bro. Keep it up.
I've learned to believe everything that kid says, no matter how outrageous it seems. I learned to believe what he says. Like if he says he's gonna do something or that he did something, I believe every word.
I've seen you in his corner. That's awesome. The interactions that you guys have is totally fun to watch.
Yeah. He's a good kid. You know, he's kind of dumb as hell, and I tell him all the time, but he's a good kid.
Yeah.
But you know, I love that kid. He's gonna do well. And then who else do we have? Hugo, big Hugo.
Oh yeah, Hugo.
Hugo's gonna do well. He's got a fun fight as well. Hugo's a dog, man.
Hey, did he have a full count for the Gabe fight, or
Yeah,
he did that one on short notice?
No, it was
because I asked him and he didn't remember. He's like, I don't know. They kind of asked me if I wanted to fight. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
he's so soft.
He didn't remember.
Huh?
He was just like, yeah, I took that fight. It's like I don't remember how it was. It was cool.
Yeah, he's sorry, I'm answering a text.
It's all good.
We're expecting the puppy to be delivered, so my fiance's kind of handling that.
Is this a puppy that you're going to be working with, or a puppy for the family?
Not sure yet. We'll figure
You're not
it
sure
out.
yet.
We'll
You're letting your girl just like get dogs.
Usually it's me.
How many
not
dogs did you have again?
Not mine. It's
Total 8.
8, but personal.
8.
8 personal. But how many do you have on hand?
Yeah, how many are boarded right now that you're training?
$13.
How do you keep that? How do you
Because
handle
he's a
that?
badass trainer.
It's
So,
crazy.
like, that's like 13 kids.
Yeah, it's a lot
They all
of
have
work.
different personalities.
Yeah.
They all want different things. They
Yeah.
all act different. They all want certain attention. Other ones don't. How do you handle that?
It honestly comes down to really good house management. Yeah, I hope you guys don't mind. I got a hand.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
No.
Hello.
So who do you have on this one? You said Derek, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I'm
got
almost send it right now.
Derek Lewis on. Oh, well,
I'll give
I
you
got
one.
Waldo Cortez Acosta. You two took Derek Lewis. This one,
Oh, okay.
I think it really could go either way. It's that kind of close.
Hey, let her know that I'm Venmoing it to the Venmo she sent me, if that's okay.
One shot, knockout, someone goes out. I kind of think that Cortez Acosta been improving more.
So I don't really know much about Acosta. Do you have any kind of information that you can share?
All right, so this dude actually, before even being in MMA, was in the, I want to say the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, he was a baseball player?
He's a pitcher. That's why his
Oh,
overhand
shit.
right is so deadly. It's like he's uncorking his fastball. And then another thing was once he transitioned over.
Who did we interview not too long
Can you
ago
ask her if she got it?
that was a tennis player? Oh, it was Sade.
Sarah. That Sarah shot.
Yeah,
that I
so
had
she
on.
played tennis, and that's why her overhand right is so or she thinks it's so significant because it's a serving hand.
Exactly.
I didn't really like put two and two together. I wouldn't think that tennis
Is it cool?
would be something that would be
cool?
able to have like a benefit in mixed martial arts, but
She has that same
Okay,
kind of
yeah,
repetition
yeah.
with that one muscle. I'm like,
so this
that
guy
right
as a
He's shy and
pitcher
confident.
has that like really sharp overhand, really quick, fast, hard. Okay, let's see what happens.
Exactly. So I believe Dominican Republic, or I might be a little bit wrong on that, but he pitching prospect, transition,
Okay.
had an LFA run, came to the UFC, and actually,
Love you too.
before he went back to before he was incarcerated, unfortunately, this guy spent a lot of time working with Kane too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he was
Sorry
getting
about
that kind of coaching.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, so 13 dogs in the house. Well, that's why I don't have time for anything else, is because
I
it's
see,
just-
man. You seem busy, but that's awesome.
yeah,
If you ever need me
yeah.
to come by and do some videos and photos.
Yes, I actually
Yeah.
that's when you asked me before, I was like, you know what?
I know it just didn't work out in the
What?
past. It was just, and then like you hit me up and I had sold my camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 'cause I upgraded.
Okay.
So
Yeah, and I'm also really bad about last minute. I'll be like out training a dog. I'm like, you know what? This will be great footage. I'm gonna hit up Rob.
hit me up.
Yeah, so
I got you.
I'll hit you up for sure, because I definitely need I've actually been kind of scared about marketing too much with my dog training business. Because
Why not?
because right now it's actually doing ridiculously well.
That's the best time to market
Yeah,
yourself.
I think. But what made me scared is I don't want to turn people away. So I don't have any other employees right now. I don't have any other trainers on staff. So what I don't want to do is be overbooked and tell someone like, yeah, my next opening's not for 5
But
months.
check this out. You should market yourself to where I can't do this for you because I'm overfilled.
Yeah.
And that's the best time for you to market yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you got to build that brand, and everybody's like, can I work with you? Can I work with you? Sorry, I don't have time. Sorry, I don't have any
Yeah.
open slots. I can't do this. I can't do that. And that's the best time to do it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The worst time to do it is when you're slow. The best time to do it is when you're busy.
Yeah. So luckily, my fiance Maya, she's decided to take on that role, and she's the one kind of she built the website. She
got a camera, don't she? I saw a couple of the
Yeah.
photos.
Yeah, I think it's okay, but she's also too busy to do too much of that. But she she makes the time to she started running like Google ads and stuff,
Mhm.
and that actually got me booked out all the way till April.
Good.
But like I said, I like the only reason why I was nervous to advertise is because it's going so well word of mouth, and I've always wanted an advertisement, but I don't want to turn people away. So I was like, man, well maybe if I hire another trainer, then I can have an option like, yeah, I can get you in, this time, so that way we still get your business, and then I can just hand the dog off to another trainer. So, but yeah, so we've been looking more into that kind of stuff. She's been doing really good with like the digital marketing stuff. It's
Does she do any of the dog trainings?
She's done a couple dogs. Like I'll hand her the really easy dogs, like the puppies that don't need too much training. Because she's learned over the years, just by her training her own dogs and paying attention to what I do with my dogs. So she's capable of training some real young dogs that don't need a lot of work. But like when we have to deal with a dog that's just trying to kill somebody all the time.
Do you have like aggressive dogs
All
that
the
you
time.
have to all the time?
All the time.
How
Yeah.
do you handle those?
It depends what type of aggression that dogs have, because I tell people all the time, it's very rare that a dog has aggression because they're aggressive. Like I have a Rottweiler right now, who he gets off on being aggressive. He loves it. Like he enjoys it. But that's a very rare situation in the sense of most dogs will be aggressive for certain reasons, whether it's fear reactivity, whether it's resource guarding.
Is offering and making him work. He's doing a good job of not standing there and trading. And we know that Lewis wants to like almost lull you in so you can load up for a counter. And
You have like chickens and goats and stuff and pigs, don't you?
Yeah, we have a little hobby farm.
Hobby farm.
That's awesome.
Buying a house was probably one of the.
What do you call your farm?
I don't have a name for it.
What is Maya?
I think Maya has a name for it.
I
don't know. All the time.
That's
Pigs,
cool.
goats. I hate them damn goats.
No, I love
man.
watching your stories and seeing all of it, dude. Sometimes it makes me laugh.
Yeah, we're
That's
having
awesome.
fun, bro. I
Yeah,
tell people that
that's awesome.
we're irresponsible, but we're having fun. Like people always ask, like, you got a pig? Hell yeah, we got a pig. It's
Why not, right?
Yeah, why not? It's fun. They're cool. They're chill.
I love that. You're like, I'm so irresponsible. I'm like, it feels like you guys is constantly out on more responsibility. You got to make sure you're home. You got to feed this animal, that animal,
Yeah.
you're training this dog. I thought you were trying to take in more dogs because you're like, I don't know where I'm going to store all these animals.
Yeah, I say that, and then I bring in a dog.
Hard for you to say no?
Very hard to dogs. It's hard for me to say no to a dog in need.
But-
Like it,
Do you have like a preference on dog?
like how so, like breed or
Yeah, like breed. Just do you have a?
yeah.
Is
I
it just like any dog?
I like
You
working-
taking a Chihuahua.
Yeah, I honestly, most of my dogs I train aren't even like purebred dogs or like, cool dogs. Like I'll train mutts all the time. Like I get a lot of healer mixes, dachshunds, Now I've never trained a Chihuahua, which I'm glad because Chihuahuas are the devil. But so I never trained a Chihuahua.
That's a hot take. Finally got one out of Ray.
Yeah.
You got two of them, Micah.
They're little things. They're feisty.
Yeah, they're mean. But yeah, I take on all kinds of dogs. But my favorite kind of dog is a working breed, but more importantly, a dog that wants to work. Right. I
Yeah.
hate fat, lazy dogs that you have to go through.
I got one fat lazy dog and I got one working dog.
And see, I'm cool with fat, lazy dogs if they're like, that's all you care about. So, for example,
Yeah, she's like 9. She's like a half pit, half golden retriever. She's very lazy. She's old. She just lays around the house. We take her on hikes and she can barely go like a mile, 2 miles. She could do like that. And then after that, she's done.
Yeah, like I have a 5-year-old Connie Corso, and she's trained, for the most part. And she's just kind of lazy.
Yeah.
But I don't give a damn. I tell that dog, you can do whatever the hell you want,
dude.
man. I love it.
I'm just like, I don't care. Here,
Yeah.
come on, Penny.
But when it comes to having to train a dog, like if I have someone bring me a dog and they're like, hey, I need you to train my dog,
yeah.
and that dog's fat and lazy, that's when it becomes difficult. Because you can't really teach them much when they don't want to work.
Yeah, of
But
course.
but if it's, I have a thing.
That's like a fighter. You can't like a fat and lazy guy comes into the gym. You can't really like teach the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's fat and lazy.
Apropos of us watching the heavyweights.
Yeah, as we're watching Derek Lewis fight for his life.
Yeah, Cortez Acosta landed a couple of good ones. Lewis still hanging tough, but he's not happy.
Dude, Lewis looks tired.
Damn, I should have went with my first instinct.
Man, so Corey Windham's also fighting on the card. What do you think about his opponent? Think it's the Gabriel Calvario? Your dude.
Oh, Corey Windham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good fight, man.
He looks in shape, dude.
That
He
guy
looks in shape.
That guy
Always
just does
in shape.
this round the clock. Corey's coming off a big win. He fought this very legit D1 wrestler from Killcliff FC, and that dude was like top prospect. They were already, Fury FC was already trying to push him to the next level, and they offered him to Corey. And I was like, Corey, I think we can beat a boring wrestler. So we did. We went in there and won, and then that set Corey up to start taking tougher fights, right? Because Corey's at the point in his career where it's like, okay, we're getting closer to the like contender series fights, things like that, right?
Yeah.
So this Calval fight's a good fight in that direction because he's got a good record, but he's very, very tough. Very game opponent. So it's going to be another step up in competition for Corey. But at his point in his career, that's what he needs now.
But I do like Corey as a brand.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much so. He's a very good guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And
get
you have to be able to sell yourself as a brand.
Yeah, doesn't get into shenanigans.
Yeah.
Just a hard worker. And then so we have Corey, Javi, Andreas, Hugo, Ian, and then we have Ray Visor.
Oh yeah, we got Ray.
And we got Ray Visor.
We got Ray. Shout out to Ray.
Yeah, coming off a big
He's a good
KO.
11-second knockout. That was a fun one. I've watched
Yeah,
that like a
Oh, he just sat down.
No way.
He just sat
so
down.
tired. Coming.
He's tired.
No
Look, it's done.
way.
Are you serious?
You love
he's
Derek Lewis
done.
until he does some Derek
Stop
Lewis
it.
stuff.
He quit
He's kind of
already.
laid down.
Are you
and
serious? He just sat down. Like he
Got
quit.
finished.
He quit. He quit.
That's the weirdest. That's
quit.
nuts, dude.
And Cortez Acosta, 3-1 last year, maybe 4-1 last year. I think that's a 4th win in a row in a short amount of time in a heavyweight division that kind of wide open with. We don't know how long Tom Aspinall is gonna be on the sideline from. He can't freaking see out of that damn eye.
The fake eye poke.
The eye, but well, one went really deep in the eye. The other one.
I'm just talking shit. I'm just talking shit.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a weird
He fucking
situation.
milked that shit, and he just went back to his country fucking milking that shit. And then he got like doctors to be like, "Oh, look, it's a significant eye poke." No, it wasn't. You quit, and you got doctors to help you out.
Mm-hmm. That was such a surprise, man, because like for a while he seemed like he would be the absolute last person to pull.
Why would you
something
quit
that.
like that, dude? Like,
Yeah.
I think he felt like he was losing, and he didn't want to lose his belt, so he found a way
And
out.
that's so interesting too,
But
because
I can get that, but don't fake it. Be honest. Be like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Be like,
Diego Sanchez did when he fought that Pereira dude.
oh shit.
Yeah, crazy,
I know.
crazy shit. That was here in Albuquerque, wasn't it?
That was.
Yeah.
That was yeah.
I didn't see Diego over at the Tapias.
I haven't seen Diego in a little bit either.
Oh,
Uh-uh.
is he still married?
I don't know that was the look. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Don't mean to
No
know.
idea. Yeah, it's
Don't know if that got annulled. They were on again, off again. So I'm not sure if it's on again or off again.
confusing times, man. Confusing times. But yeah, anyway, like, and with the whole Tom Aspinall thing is like, what was crazy is like, the whole like, yeah, maybe he faked it to because he didn't want to lose his belt. I don't think he was getting his ass handed to him.
He was losing.
Yeah, it was
losing.
definitely starting
He was
to.
losing.
I think he was.
But whenever
doing
whenever you're a fighter in a fight like that, you know when you're losing. You know when you're losing.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, in my opinion, like the first half of the round was going more his way, and then it started to shift tides to where Jan, whatever's fucking how you say his name. What's his last name? The guy that asked
Gone.
Gone.
Cyril
Gone.
Gone.
Cyril Gone. Yeah. I would say Gianni, but
It
Gone.
looks like Gain. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cyril Gone.
Cyril Gone was starting to. It was starting to shift in his direction, and he was starting to win that round and possibly starting to win the fight. And then just like no adversity, like to say, you know what, I lost this round. Let me come back. Do what I do well, which is wrestle, beat up guys. Instead, he just because I definitely agree.
Oh, look, this guy's a fan of Tom Aspinall. Look at him with his eye patch.
Oh, that's good.
Exactly.
Hey, if that's a Tom Aspinall jab. That's,
No, it's
that's
been a Tom
crazy.
Aspinall.
that's
Because you didn't
hilarious.
see he got poked in the eye, got mad, and then knocked out the guy that poked him in the eye.
Oh,
No,
I see.
I did not.
And then he was holding his eye. Even
Yeah,
after
it's
he
like,
got
I
the
still can't see, and I came back and fought. So, yeah, he's been calling out Tom Aspinall ever since. He's a
That's
pirate.
good. That's
That's
good.
good.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Good salesman.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has to have hype in the division. Someone has to cause some excitement at heavyweight.
The guy, the JW that just fought heavyweight, won tonight.
Yeah, Josh Hokett.
Is this who he called out?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, this is who he said, where's Waldo? And that he can't find him, that he's boring. And yeah,
Yeah.
Hokett's a ton of fun. If you haven't seen
Yeah, I've seen his interviews.
No, you got to go check out the one from tonight. The post.
No, I seen. That's why I said.
No. There's a
Like the press conference thing.
Can't see you.
Yeah, I know you can't see me. Stop pushing my soundboard off the goddamn fucking desk, asshole.
Are you talking like a post-fight press conference one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'll take
There's another thing.
Cool.
There's another thing. It's even better. He has a manager.
He has a manager?
Pro wrestling. They went like with a manager.
Okay.
Did you? Who was it that did the WWE kind of style, like a promo? They cut a promo. Who was it?
Yeah, that was him.
That was him with the.
Yeah, that we were talking about.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was Jared with him.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking
Jared,
about.
Jared from the gym.
Bro, that was the best
Jared
freaking thing
Jared
that I've
from
seen
JW.
all freaking week, dude. It was hilarious. You need to watch this. Where's
Is that
that?
Lydia's dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Did you
Jared.
see it?
no, I didn't see it. I
Bro,
didn't see it,
this
no.
is the fucking funniest thing that I've seen all week. Hold on. It's on Instagram?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm
I
gonna
have
search
to
right
mute
now.
us for a minute, guys, so we can play the people's content. But yeah, no, he goes total pro wrestling with a manager
Look at this.
agreeing with him.
Oh shit, hold on.
Oh, this was tonight.
Come on. I'm making the same statement my dog makes when he pisses on a tree. This is my division, my octagon. Right, Jared?
He's telling you right now, he's telling you when his dog pisses on a tree, his dog pisses on a tree. And he's saying he just pissed on the heavyweight division. He's saying he
This is
heavyweight
awesome,
division.
dude. I watched it today and I was like, this is
And
freaking
glory,
gold.
soon to be sour and glory when I'm done with this heavyweight division. Right, Jared?
Right, Jared? Yes.
The subtle yes. was
Freaking
good.
gold,
That was
dude.
good.
Right, Jared?
Right, Jared? Yes.
Bust with one thrust.
Do you see there's a Grim Reaper
Drum
walking
the
behind him?
size of drums.
Anything to add, Jared?
Drums
Rob,
are
look at the
big.
TV real quick. There's a
What is
Grim
that?
Reaper
They would be
behind
huge.
Waldo Cortez Acosta.
Well, Josh, you had a great
Do with the
night
screen
tonight.
mask.
You called out Waldo Cortez Acosta. Why was he the name on the tip of your lips after you had that big win over Denzel Freeman?
Tip of my lips.
Tip of my lips.
Pause.
Not to one kid, but to 9.
Like Randy Savage,
Here in
huh?
America. Right, Jared?
Right, Jared?
Jared? You better. Right, Jared?
Yes.
Well, we had a
That's
fantastic night so far.
Fucking
Josh,
gold, dude.
that was pretty good.
If you're gonna cut a promo, that's hilarious. Because you know that they're being comedians.
Yeah. It's not annoying and stupid.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
wrong with this guy? That
He's
shit's
been
funny.
training with Jared McLaughlin. A lot of people don't know, but I am actually the greatest wrestler in the entire world. I was shooting with my right hand. I was shooting with my left hand. And he sprawled on all of them.
I was
All that
shooting with
tonight.
my right hand. I was shooting with my left hand.
Speed and endurance. The whole division needs to increase their insurance.
I think the UFC should incorporate promos like this a little bit more. I know it's corny. But don't you think that's fucking
You know what I
funny?
like is that like he didn't try to cut this promo and be like an annoying like shit talker loudmouth.
Oh yeah.
He's legitimately trying to be corny,
Yeah.
and that's what makes it good. Is because he's trying to, and he's wanting you to know that. That shit's pretty funny. I'll give him that. That was good.
Well, this is
Not a character.
He
Freaking
goes on,
hilarious.
bro.
Yeah, I know,
He
dude.
goes.
Fucking hilarious.
I'd be
Micah
exhausted.
showed it to me and I was like, that's freaking awesome. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
why don't
good,
more
man.
fighters do that?
He's causing a stir.
Yeah.
He's gonna get views from this. He's gonna get better fights because
Oh,
he's
for
gonna
sure.
make a name for himself because he's a personality.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he's in
Very
the Shadows
Chelsea
division.
vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
But
Chelsea.
funnier than Kale.
Yeah, he's funnier than him. Yeah, he's more goofy.
Yeah. And I liked his little high pitched voice. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Because I kind of have that little high pitched
Yeah,
voice
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, that was good. That was pretty funny. I'll give him that.
Did you ever want to cut a promo like that?
No,
No.
not my thing, man.
Not your
That's
thing?
not my
No?
thing. No, I'm too boot camp.
What did you ever? What was like the? What have you done to like? Have you ever done anything like fun movie type of stuff like that?
Nah, nothing like
Did you
that.
ever do movies?
No.
Did commercials? Nothing?
Nope.
No, why not? I feel like
I never got offered.
it'd be easy for you.
Yeah, never really got offered to do any sort of promos or anything like that for like commercials or TV or movies or anything like that.
Oh.
And then I just, I was always a very kind of like when I was in the UFC, just very blue collar, kept to myself. I didn't really like interact with those types of things. I kind of stayed out of like.
So looking back at the way that you were back then, do you think that maybe you might have wanted to do other things or chose to do other things to help you promote yourself?
Nah. Yeah, I liked what I did. I had a good fan base. I guess if anything, the way I caught a promo was, bad news. Bad news isn't always bad publicity, I guess is what they say.
Yeah, for sure.
Bad publicity is still publicity.
Yeah, of course.
So, when I had missed weight cuts and things like that, people either hated me or, whatever. But no, I never really was that kind of guy to like cut those kind of promos and, promote myself. I always, wanted to promote myself based off of who I really was and try to be genuine and, just a good dude, blue collar.
Whenever
like
you did miss weight in the UFC, how did you handle that, bro?
Told myself I had to win this fight to stay in the UFC.
Yeah.
I'd be really bummed out, really disappointed in myself. And obviously be like sick to my stomach. Like I honestly, it got to the point where I would win a fight, like because I
like
wanted,
behind the scenes, you were like sick to your stomach.
Yeah, I just like I wasn't all happy.
Not a lot of people like see that type of behind the scenes type stuff, so that's why I'm asking.
No, yeah, like so behind the scenes, like if when I had missed weight, like I wasn't all like, fuck it, whatever, cool, and all happy. Like I'd be really bummed out, for the next like that night and the day after, and essentially I would just tell myself like, I just want to get it over with and move on, and that way I can get to the next fight to make weight so I feel better. So I would, essentially I'd tell myself like I got to win this fight. I missed weight again. If I don't win this fight, they're gonna cut me for sure. So I just focus on winning the fight. After that, I literally wouldn't even think back on it. I just gotta get this bad taste out of my mouth, move on, things like that. So yeah, I wasn't, I see a lot of guys all happy-go-lucky, after they win and things like that. I was never like happy. Like if you ever look back at all the fights I missed weight,
semi-disappointed.
Oh, very disappointing. In my eyes, it was never a win. It was a win for my family in sense of financially. Obviously I took a big percentage cut, but I still won. I still was in the UFC. But if you go back and look at any of my post-fight interviews when I won a fight after missing weight, I was just kind of like, whatever. I won. I answered the question that they asked me, and then I went home and just kind of tried to fix things. So,
what were some of like your favorite highlights of fighting in the UFC? Because look at that, like not very many people get to step inside a UFC cage. Like, how did that make you feel? Because I can only imagine how it would make me feel, but I've never been there. So
it's different, man. It's I enjoyed every minute of it. Like I'm not a nerve guy. Like when I'm backstage, I don't get nervous. I'm not a head case or anything like that because I loved it. Like I tell people, my favorite part was walking out when I rip open those curtains and you got that was my the high you feel off of that. I've never done drugs, so I can't compare it to anything, but it is unlike anything you've ever felt.
I bet.
And some of my favorite moments was like beating Formiga in Brazil with Brazilian judges.
Yes.
If you look at the post fight, I was very disappointed. I really thought I was going to lose. I thought I won the fight.
Did you feel like you were in a daze after you won? Like
yes,
how high you were? Like it was like just it didn't feel real.
Oh, all the time. My thing in the UFC is I had really bad imposter syndrome, very bad in the beginning of my career, and so even like a little bit after the UFC, I was like, damn. Like people always ask me, like, "Will you ever fight? Were you nervous to fight DJ?" I was like, no, I was scared, but not scared of him. But I was like, the only fight I've ever been nervous for was my first fight outside the UFC. After being cut, and they're like, why? I was like, well, because I've competed against the highest level dudes, right? If I lose to a guy outside the UFC, that's almost going to wash away everything I did. And it's easily, thought of like, oh, this guy never belonged there in the first place. He just lost to a guy who wasn't ever in the UFC. So that was the only fight I've ever been truly nervous for was the first fight outside
the
the
imposter syndrome, do you think that was the one thing that you were able to hold on to make sure that you were telling yourself that I belong here?
Yeah, I think so. You know,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I definitely think
Like,
after fights is
you
when I
gotta
was
fake
like,
it till you make it, right?
yeah, yeah, that's definitely how I was. Is I was like, I'd win a good fight against a high level competition, dude.
Yeah,
I'd be
dude,
like,
that's awesome.
fooled you again. Right? So,
That's awesome.
but yeah, so it was a roller coaster, man, but it was fun. It was really
You enjoyed
fun.
every part of it?
Every part of it. You know, I never had a
The
bad
highs
experience.
and the lows.
Highs
everything?
and the lows, man. I tell you know, and I tell the
for
guys
you,
all the
bro.
time, like, you know, even
You
in the
made
lowest
it
lows.
out, and I love watching you like grow into this person where you're starting to coach, and now you're
Mhm.
starting to teach. Now you're starting to like kind of teach people your experiences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's awesome to see,
Yeah.
dude.
So like
Yeah.
10 minutes ago, Rob asked you about highlights. Did you have a favorite one?
Oh,
So
there
he,
you go.
he cut you off from answering that because he started talking about adrenaline because he followed up with 3 more
Yeah,
questions
yeah.
before you can answer.
Sorry.
So can we get back to
Yeah.
that one because you did have 2 finishes,
Sorry, I've had
and I
some
just
beer.
wonder
Yeah.
if one of those maybe stuck out
I think
more.
the finish that I had against Chris Kaledas in Denver.
The Kimura, right?
Yeah, that was my favorite one. It was just a good time in my career, a good time in my life, and you know, I was just looking for the finish in a any way possible. I was chasing another bonus, and so that one probably was my favorite one.
Did you have a favorite fight? Like, because there were a couple
Yeah,
times
when
where
I
you guys
fought
just threw
Ricky,
down.
when I fought Ricky Simone, that one was my favorite fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. No one in the crowds could hear everything. It was during COVID, and it was my favorite fight because
Was it an Apex?
No, it was
Was that
Florida.
Jacksonville?
Yes.
That ViStar
Yeah.
Arena.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
That
in
was that first
Jacksonville.
3 days, like a bunch of events in like 3
Yeah,
days,
I remember
right?
that.
Yeah, they had one right before on the Wednesday before I fought, and then we were on Saturday, and those were the first 2 UFC events during COVID. Is that
Okay.
we did, yeah. And that was my favorite fight because not only was it fun, but it helped me out mentally. Because if you watch all my fights from previous history, I was very wrestling, grappling based, but I've always had really good boxing, but I just wasn't comfortable showing it yet. And that Ricky Simone fight brought it out of me. And then from there on, all I did was box in all my fights. And, you know, it really opened up my confidence with my hands and my ability to take punches and things like that. And it was just also just fun, you know, talking shit to each other. And like when we were talking shit to each other, it was very friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nothing like
competitive,
crazy. Yeah, it was
yeah.
competitive shit talk. So that was great. That was a really fun fight. So that one by far was my favorite one.
That's kind of crazy. Sean O'Malley for the co-main event is getting like a main event lockout, like just a little different with the new Paramount
they're
era.
trying to sell them, bro. They've been selling them for a while.
I just wonder if this will be indicative of like a change for the new, how they're promoting it, or is it just?
I think that it's fighter specific.
Yeah, I think it's fighter specific, and especially because it's the first one on Paramount. So they want, you know, Dana obviously said something in the press conference that like biggest, you know, huge card, they just need to deliver, right?
Yeah.
Which is like the incentive with the $25,000 finish bonus. Is that going to be for all future cards? Doubt it. You know.
Oh,
Highly
look
doubt
how
it.
hard they set that up, all those wristbands too, because those had to be handed out at the door.
Yeah. So yeah. So I think this is all promotion and people based because again, it's Sean O'Malley. I haven't paid attention to like, you know, how people view him after his last loss, like if he lost any steam with the fans. But again, it's Sean O'Malley. He fits the Gen Z fighters, you know, style and, you know, the young kids era. And
And nobody gives a shout out to fucking Rob Monroe, bro. He's been there for 15, 20 years.
Oh, that cut
He
man been
wrapped
there
my
for-
hands at a Jackson series. That cut man gets like no credit, but he's always there. Always there.
Yeah, Rob.
Rob Monroe, he was with
Yeah.
Fit back in the day.
That was before my time. About Fit, but I heard about him. But believe it or not, like because I wrap all my fighters' hands, Rob's the one who showed me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, because when I was in
Nice.
the UFC, as soon as I started to
He wrapped my first professional fight. He
Oh,
wrapped my
really?
hands.
Yeah. So when I was in the UFC and I started to kind of like not have favoritism, but when you're like a veteran or you're
Yeah.
the more experienced guy, they'll give you options. They'll give you first options of like color and things like that, and they'll always ask me who you want for your cut man. And if Rob was there, it was always Rob.
Yeah.
And he taught me how to wrap hands.
That's
which is-
awesome.
Yeah. So he's
Nobody
Rob's the man.
nobody gives them credit, bro. There's a whole lot of people that are involved in putting this production together that don't get any credit,
Yeah.
especially Cutman's.
Oh, dude, I interviewed
You know what I
Brad
mean?
Tate last time I was out at International Fight Week. They even gave us access to him, so he came around because he was doing the free, hand wrapping for the fans. And then after that, it was, hey, dude, no, come over here too and get some interviews in. So no, try to.
Oh, speaking of Cutman's, is Cutman gonna fight Dotson?
Dude, I don't know what's going on in BKFC with
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Because according to from everything that I've seen, BKFC
Because
wanted
that
to
should
run
be
back
the fight
Strode
to
versus
have,
Cutman
right?
because of the controversy with how Cutman got cut and the fight ended and he was winning the fight. And then I've heard people say that they were going to make Strode versus Dotson, but Strode wants an astronomical amount of money for what BKFC pays
You're right.
and not agreeing to it.
Yeah.
And I'm gathering that they want to get Cutman a couple wins before they put him against Dotson to not make it look too obvious that they've just always wanted the fight. And they only keep like 4 guys in that division.
That's
active
such
anyway.
a
Dotson hasn't fought it
disappointment
forever.
because
So-
everybody loves watching Dotson fight, and they're putting him on the fucking.
I don't think it'll be a really hard time or a while before we see Dotson fight with BKFC. And from my understanding and just from being more involved in the backside stuff in MMA and all those combat sports, is I'm not afraid to say this, but because I don't give a damn. I don't have anybody in this race, but I hear BKFC is broke as hell.
Yeah, me too. They don't want to pay him.
They don't want to. Yeah. So
Yeah,
and
I
Johnny's
understand that.
work. I know.
He knows his worth.
Yeah.
He knows what he wants to get paid. And if they don't want to pay him, I wouldn't fight for chump change.
For sure,
You
especially
don't
bare
wanna-
knuckle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
so Johnny's worth a certain amount, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I just don't think that they want to meet that amount. And that's just my personal opinion too.
I don't think they want to pay
hurt.
what they signed
No.
him to. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Exactly.
contract is
That's
too
been
expensive
known
for
for a
them.
while.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
been known
So
for a while.
So I was watching because I just talked to Jade Masson Wong. Hey guys, Tuesday we'll have that video up on the My Fight Show Tuesday night. And for that video, I watched back her Christine Faria fight, and that was in Utah, and that was a big deal. And the first time I watched the fight. Second time I was like, wait, let me watch the camera. Let me watch the crowd. And you start to notice how black and blue they had the background as they were trying to shine out that there was
Nobody
only
there.
10 people in the crowd and that
Yeah.
the floor was full. So the floor
Mhm.
was full, but it feels like they made some moves into markets that didn't want it and they overshot their load. And even you listen to the Bare Knuckle show, Dave Feldman said there were a couple times they thought they were going to shut down last year because they had overexpanded. They're now claiming they got new investors and that they're looking more prominent. But they've been
Yeah.
talking about a $25 million tournament for way too long.
That's
They've
crazy,
been talking about
bro.
a bunch of
Shenanigans.
enhancements, but they did get a new network deal also because I don't know how familiar you guys are with the East Coast, but the Yankees have the Yes Network, and it plays a bunch of the New York, Manhattan sports. It's on a thing called the Gotham app.
Uh-huh.
They're now going to have BKFC content on there.
Oh,
So that's one of
cool.
the bigger
Okay.
independent regional sports network. It carries the Yankees, so multi-millions of views during the baseball season. So they're going to be with them, and we'll see what happens. But no, they look like they were going under. They were in trouble for a while, and BKB has done enough to now reshuffle most of their infrastructure. So who knows what they're going through? And if you saw with PFL, they just redid all their infrastructure too. They fired everybody.
Really?
Ray Cepho, Don Davies, and the other guy, excuse me, I can't remember his name now. I already announced him on a couple other shows.
Did they
But
get rid of
they're-
Mike Kogan?
No, I think Kogan's still there, and then they bring in a new guy that used to run TNT Sports is their VP. But they fired the COO, the president, and the vice president, and brought in new people. So PFL, new regime. We'll see what they're able to do with it. Oh yeah, we never even did picks. Who are you guys going to take in this fight? I got O'Malley.
I got Song.
I'm gonna have to go with O'Malley, but I do like Song.
I like Song. I just like O'Malley's ability to dictate pace and space.
I'm going
Mhm.
specifically for his sellability. Like he's he's marketable. That's who everybody wants to win right now.
Yeah.
And I like his pink Lambo.
Yeah, I got Song based off of the fact of like just stylistically, He's so explosive and
I
so
wasn't
good.
even thinking about fighting.
Yeah, you're thinking about.
I was like, this is a fight. Shit, I'll just pick one I like.
Bipolar, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I think Song's just got the style to beat him. He's fast, he's explosive, great boxing, good on the inside. So that exactly right there, I think, is what's going to be a
Ooh.
big turning point. But Sean, a lot of people used to always think that Sean was a fraud.
He was very good, and then he got very hyped up, and I think the hype got to his head, and then he became mediocre. So I'm hoping that he's able to like kind of become great again.
Yeah.
I think you always kind of also question like a dude like O'Malley. If they're too pretty a striker, you question if they got that dog in them.
Yeah.
Until you see it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Sean's, very, very good. And I think he is, high level. It's just that, his last couple outings, it's just more of a style matchup than anything. Or like it's Marab, and I think that just didn't fit well into his style.
No, absolutely not.
But yeah, so it's interesting to see, what he's gonna do moving forward. I do think that if he beats Song pretty decisively, he could be looking at a pretty fast title shot.
He's having kind of a little bit of a difficult time though, because Song is great head movement.
And he's fast.
He's fast, yeah, and he's landing some really good shots too, defensively and offensively.
I don't know if we've ever seen Song dropped in a fight. Have we?
Trying to think about it.
I can't think off the top of my head.
Maybe Peter Yan did it when they fought, but it might have been off like a body shot. I can't remember.
Did Peter Yan beat him?
Yeah.
I trained with Song for a little bit at JW.
Did you?
Yeah, because right before they did their first China Ultimate Fighter, whatever they were doing, they had him, Zhang Weilei out there.
Oh, I remember
a bunch
that.
of them,
Yeah,
right?
I remember that.
And I gotta tell you, he's a really nice guy, but that dude is big. In person, Song Yadong, very, very big.
Also, I thought if he was going to win, I thought he had to get it done earlier, like get on the inside and hurt O'Malley. That you can't let O'Malley get into a rhythm.
Yeah, I think as long as he's pressuring O'Malley,
He's got great pressure. He's coming forward. He's got
Yeah.
O'Malley on his heels. You know what I mean? Very defensive.
He does seem to be getting a little frustrated not being able to get in and close the distance. Now he's doing all these crazy fast, like Mike Tyson type styles to try to get close.
Oh,
There you
double leg.
go.
There it
you
is.
go.
Good. Great. Work yourself up. Oh, work to side. Nope. Oh, it's still a good position.
Yeah, it's
Still a
a way
good
to change the
position.
pace.
Yeah.
Take
All right.
30 seconds left. Song's on top.
Hey, he got points.
Can I use your bathroom, Michael?
Yeah. Show you which way. Oh, out the door to the right. Right. For sure, Nicole will show you.
Hey, do you want some more beer?
I'm good for now, bro. I'm kind of babysitting there.
I think we're taking like a real quick bathroom break in between rounds 1 and round 2. O'Malley, some good striking. Song Yadong gets the takedown there at the end. We're not doing this on the screen, right? On the computer. I should have done it on the screen or the computer.
Oh, we're still live.
It's muted. They can see us. I don't have anything to play right now.
They can see me.
They saw you walk back in here with the beer. You said you were going to get here. It's the last thing they heard.
No.
He's like, they can see me. I'm like, yeah, I don't actually have commercials yet.
Come unmute us. Oh, that was a good kick by Song.
Head kick or body kick?
Leg kick.
Oh.
Like a calf kick. Had O'Malley stumbling just a little bit.
I'm muted.
Song is very technical.
Yes, very, very technical
Very
boxing.
technical. And very fast.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes are always like watching O'Malley, but like I feel like every time O'Malley throws anything, like Song knows where it's going and he blocks it in
Yeah.
just at the precise time.
Yeah, very technical boxing, good sound defense. You know, O'Malley doesn't really look like he's trying to get anything off. I don't know if it's the fast head movement style of Song Yadong or
See how like he throws a kick and he like catches it. Like
Mhm.
he's super technical. See, and whenever he turned,
Mhm.
he was blocking.
Yeah, super tight defense.
So what's one of the most like difficult things that you've experienced coaching? That's a tough question.
Yeah, that's for me. Most difficult things is coaching.
Personalities?
No, I mean I've actually it's been more natural than anything, but you know we've kind of filtered out any sort of unwanted personalities. To be truly honest, like you know if anybody was not a right fit for the gym personality wise, it just happened on its own. You know they kind of realized it just
Yeah,
it was natural. Yeah, very very natural. So I would say the hardest thing for me as a coach is making sure I'm always doing the right thing in terms of matchups. You know, so for example,
Okay, so like matchmaking.
yes, because you know sometimes in MMA you don't know
Oh yeah,
what you're
for
getting
sure.
yourself into, and like so for example, one of my last fighters, I was explaining this to him. You know, he got knocked out on the APFC card, and I don't think a whole lot of people were happy with him being matched up against that guy because that guy was a jack dude and you know just coming forward and you know explosive, right? But that was something that was out of my control because my guy was 0-0 with jiu-jitsu experience, and whatnot, and a kickboxer.
Yeah,
and
but
this
do
guy
you
was
feel
0-0.
like that's your fault, or do you feel like it was just kind of like a matchmaking issue?
It wasn't a matchmaking issue at all because
you don't feel
at that level
Yeah.
at that level of MMA, they were both 0-0. There was no footage on either one of the guys. So what you do is you say okay,
Yeah.
you know, and sometimes you know things happen in MMA that you know.
So when I say that like difficult things of you coaching, that is a difficult thing. Like
yeah, making sure that you're always making, you know, the right matchmaking decision and things like that is always really tough. But you know, it's part of the game, and you know, I get oh god, that was.
And this was all an accident too, right?
What?
That you're coaching, like I heard
Yeah.
it. You didn't even mean to start out.
No, I didn't want.
One guy reached out to you and kind of
Yeah.
talked you into this. Is what he told me.
Yeah, I didn't want to be a coach. As soon as I retired, I was on a new path in life. You know, I was a dog. I was becoming a dog trainer. You know, that's what I wanted to do with my life. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'll ever fight again. I'm done. I'm done with MMA in general. Maya had a fight scheduled, so I was like, you know, we're gonna get through this fight. We're gonna do a fight camp, and then I'll be done. And then it was actually Ian Varela who hit me up. And he was like, hey, man, things aren't working out with me where I'm currently at. Can you help me out? So I said, at first I said, yeah, because I wanted to spar him and beat him up because we had previous history with the Fight World MMA event. You
Who
know,
doesn't want to smack that kid in the mouth?
yeah, we had beef. You know,
You remember
Yeah.
that whole drama when everyone went running and there was a melee inside of the Fit building?
Oh
Wasn't that-
yeah.
yeah. That was Ian and Ray.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
them.
Oh
fighting backstage.
shit! Oh
Yeah.
no way!
Yeah, they were part of that. Whole
And
thing.
now they're teammates.
now they're best of buds.
Yeah. Now he's like my main guy. But no, so you know, there was an incident where he was fighting somebody from Jackson Zakama, who was Nick Urso's main dude, and for some reason, after Ian beat that kid, he picked me to flip off. And I'm a pretty nice guy until you piss me off. I was trying to jump over the fence. Anybody who had a Sandoval Fighting System shirt, I was trying to fight them. Like, I was mad. So when Ian asked me for help, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna help this kid, but I'm gonna beat the hell out of him first. We're gonna spar. I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. And Ian said he had
That's tough love, bro. Tough love.
Ian even said, like, dude, I almost came to your house with a gun. I was so scared. But I was like, you know what? This kid's actually a good kid, and he really wants this. So I started to help him out. And then I was obviously helping Maya get ready for her fight. So then a couple other people started to ask me if I could help them out. So I was like, sure. And I ended up just renting out the little wrestling spot at Body Elite Fitness, where they do the wrestling club. And I was like, hey, man, I'll give you a couple $100 a month if you just let me train guys out of here at night. And he's like, oh, that's perfect. So I was doing that. More and more people came. I had like 5 guys asking for help. And then more people came. And then we ended up getting kicked out of Body Elite, not for a bad reason, but because when we were working out, didn't work with the wrestling program. So we weren't kicked out, but it just was like kind of
conflict of interest.
Conflict of schedule.
Conflict of schedule. Yeah. So I was like, well, it's kind of it, I guess that was fun while it lasted, I guess. And then I was like, well, you know what? There's an opportunity to sublease the spot. Let's do that for a little bit. And then it just started growing and growing and growing. And next thing I know, I got 26 fighters right now, and I'm always with a throbbing headache.
Throbbing headache. Oh, that's a good way to describe it.
I know that you might have not wanted to be a coach per se, but now that you're in the coaching field, how does that feel?
There's stressful parts of it, right? The time, all that kinds of things, the travel, whatever. But the satisfaction that I get knowing that I'm helping, guys out, to not only put them on the right path, but, possibly achieve their dreams. It's pretty cool. And, the whole reason why I actually deep down said I'm down to open up a gym is because what MMA did for my life. I have a couple guys in the gym that
probably saved their lives.
Oh, for sure.
What I mean? Like they could be on the streets and doing things.
Yeah, absolutely. And
and now they're in the gym just trying to get their life together, because we've been there. I've been there.
For sure.
It saved my life. Like being in the gym every day, prevented me from doing something fucking stupid.
Exactly. And that's what it's done for a lot of the guys at my gym. And I've seen what it can do for people, because what it's done for me in my life. So I was like, you know what? I want to help. I want to help some of these people try to do something great for their lives. For example, one kid that stands out for me that's, I know it's really changing his life, and he's going to go really far, is Ezekiel Romero.
Oh, yeah.
Zeke. Zeke. That kid's going to be something special.
Almost a little too overzealous when he's hugging me when I'm cage side at EPFC. I was like, bro, no, not one of the corners. It's okay.
He's a goofball, man. Sometimes you don't even know where he's at, and I have to tell him, the funniest thing in the world is he's getting better at it, but he's such aloof, bro, that for his first 2 fights, I had to yell at him to stop looking at me when I coach him, because he'd be in the middle of a fight, and I would say something, and he'd look over at me, and I was like, dude, you gotta stop looking at me.
Just listen.
Yeah, just listen, bro. So, but no, that kid's gonna do something really good. That kid's gonna be special.
Yeah. So my girlfriend, her brother, is friends with Zeke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's always hyping him up, being like, "Oh man, this guy is so cool."
He is, man. He's a funny guy.
Oh, nice.
Song got the takedown early in that second round, so this probably won't.
Song looks good.
I got it 2-0.
Head movement.
I think it's 2-0 with Song?
Head movement. Punches, combinations, defense,
Yeah, I got a 2-0 just because in the first round it was very close.
Yeah, first round was very close.
But Song was the aggressor, and he ended on top. Or he had at least a takedown at the end of the first. Second round, for sure, Song. Good takedown, good aggression. And then even right now, O'Malley's just counterboxing with just a simple jab and those teeps, which, that jab's busting up Song Yadong, but, Song's in there trying to win the fight.
He's in there for sure.
Yeah.
He's trying to come in. He's trying to win the fight.
Yeah, he's throwing big, heavy shots, being aggressive.
And he's being defensive, too. He's not trying to take too much, even though it looks like he's taking much.
Yeah, I think that just poking jab is just busting up the nose.
What a strong guy. He looks way stronger than O'Malley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice spinning back fist. That didn't land, but strong. Man, that jab by O'Malley is beating
It's
his
good.
nose up.
Yeah, it's good.
There you go. There's a nice takedown.
Finally got the
Couldn't
leg
do
out
anything
on it.
with
Oh,
it.
that was a good knee.
O'Malley's just got the reach.
Mm-hmm.
He is huge at this weight class, like just his length.
Yeah, definitely got the reach. So how is like boarding dogs and boarding fighters? How are those similar?
They're both
I like
pain in
treating
the ass,
You know what I
you
mean,
know?
dude?
No, I mean, it's, to be honest, the dogs help teach patience. I'll tell you that.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
like
true.
The patience that you have to learn with
Were
that.
you
but-
were you not patient? Because I'm not a patient person. It takes a lot for me to be patient.
I wasn't as patient until I started training dogs. I would struggle with being patient about certain things. So, yeah, dog training has really helped my patience for sure.
Forget
yeah,
how
so-
hard is it between dogs and training fighters. How hard is it training your fiance?
Oh Jesus!
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
You don't
a
ask
different
that question,
relationship.
Micah, bro.
Well, what,
Dude, come on, dude. You don't ask that kind of question.
Maya's got her farm life
She's
going
cool.
on, so she, she's not in the gym as much anymore. She just works out a lot. We'll hit mitts every once in a while, but
From her like online content, it looks like she's like straight up farmer.
she is
Homesteader.
She's a homesteader, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a better
like
word.
literally, and it's pretty cool, man. Like we
Yeah.
had a mill the other day, and we looked at it. We're like, you realize that this whole mill was from our little farm? That's pretty cool,
Oh
Like,
shit!
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very homestead, very homestead. So, yeah, she's doing her thing right now. But when it came to the coaching, it's we always butt heads. But she's a good listener. She never gave me any grief.
Good.
Never
Yeah.
like said no, I don't want to do this. She just always knew what was right, and she did it. So.
So between the dogs and the fighters, how's that? Are they similar?
No, nah.
Is it because
Dogs
I
are
would think
better.
that training a wild animal would be similar to training a wild human being, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if a wild human being pisses you off during training, you can
Punch him in the
you
face.
can glove up his farm.
You can't punch a dog.
Can't
in
do
the
that
face.
with dogs. If a dog's pissing you off, you can't just decide I'm gonna. punch
But
this
do you
dog."
think that you training dogs kind of helps you training wild animals? Like
Believe it or not, this
wild
is going to
humans?
sound really interesting, but it's a very common thing that dog trainers say. It doesn't help me out with training fighters, but I knew they were going to fucking give it to O'Malley. I knew they were going to give it to O'Malley.
Oh,
O'Malley,
I
they
knew they were going to give it
did.
to O'Malley.
29, 28, give
Yeah.
him the first, give him the
Yeah.
third.
See, and he lost the fight.
I thought he lost.
I thought he lost too. He was on his heels the entire time, but he punched up fucking Song's nose and he was
Mhm.
bleeding. So when the judges they look at who took more damage, Song took more damage. But some people get punched once and just bleed.
Yeah,
know?
for sure. Some people bruise easy, But yeah, no. So dog training doesn't go hand in hand with training fighters, but it does go hand in hand with raising kids.
Dogs training dogs.
Yeah, dogs training dogs. But no, raising
No.
kids and training dogs go hand in hand. I'll tell you that.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, principles are all the same.
So your son is now how old?
7.
7. I got a
7.
10-year-old.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, time flies. Yeah, my son's about to be 8 in a couple months.
Dude, so how actually mentally draining was the UFC career? Because you had all everything stacked on top of each other with the eye incident with the dolly, and then all their early health complications, unfortunately, with Anthony. I'm like, you had a lot of mental strain during that time.
I don't know. I didn't think much about it, really, to be honest. It was nothing I couldn't handle. I grew up really, really rough. So, my life was always chaotic. That's probably why I like living in chaos now with all the dogs and the fighters and stuff. But it wasn't that bad, to be honest, mostly because I could handle it. When my son was born and he had all his complications, with his hydrocephalus and all his surgeries, it was tough and it was awful. You know, it was hard to see him go through all that, but you know, it was nothing that we couldn't handle. We just always handled it really, really well. You know, even with the whole bus situation with Connor, like, it's
Oh, you were in that
Yeah,
bus.
it was.
I didn't
It
even
was.
freaking think about that. That's
That was,
wild.
yeah.
That's when I said Dolly.
Yeah, dude.
yeah, that was
Holy
a crazy.
cow.
That was a crazy time.
Holy cow,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Holy cow, dude. I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that.
What a
That's
wild
freaking
situation.
wild, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that happened
Holy cow.
about that whole bus incident that wasn't like told out in the public about like how it was handled. Everyone thought that it was set up by the UFC for Connor to come make a mess.
Probably.
Nobody thought that. I don't think Connor throwing a fucking dolly through the window was part of it, but I think they wanted to cut a cool
him there
promo
to cut. Yeah,
because they let Connor through the building, like
Oh, absolutely. And his
Yeah.
team.
and his team, yeah.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what, when that dolly came through that window, like I was right there.
Were you scared?
Fuck no. When that beam, and I'll tell you that more about that in a second too. Is when the beam that's between the windows.
Yeah.
If that beam wasn't there, that dolly would have killed Rose.
Really?
Rose Namajunas, that
Yeah.
dolly would have not just hurt her. That thing could have killed her.
Yeah.
Because it
That's
came
why
in
she
like
was traumatized
Yeah.
after that shit.
like it
Yeah.
came in like sharp side or like flat side first, right? And it hits the beam and bounce off. But if it was just a couple inches to the
It would have
right,
went through the windshield.
she was
Yeah.
right there. I was sitting, so it was Michael Chiesa, it was me, and then it was Rose, and then Khabib and all of them were in the back. And then Carolina was in the back. There was a couple other people in the back.
Dude, what a wild fucking situation.
Yeah, and so when it happened, I thought they were Khabib fans because all fight week there was just Russians everywhere trying to like meet with Khabib and stuff. So it started with just banging on the windows. They were banging on the windows, and I was like, man, these Khabib fans are crazy. I thought they were like, woo, it's Khabib. And then someone like I look over and someone yells, holy shit, it's Connor. And then as soon as they said that, boom, the dolly went through and glass went everywhere, right? Went in my face, cut open Michael Chiesa. Rose was like shaking, traumatized. And what was funny is when that happened, people were always, the comments said, well, you guys were scared. No one got off the bus and did anything. The funniest part about it is myself, my wrestling coach, Keno Veneer, Jafari.
Jafari,
Yeah, me, Jafari, Brandon Gibson, Ali, and all these dudes. We were like chomping at the bit to get off the bus. You can even hear in one of the videos, you can hear my wrestling coach, Jafari, say, well, let's get it fucking popping. Let's go. And then you hear Ali saying, open the fucking door. Open the fucking door. What
They
kept
wouldn't let you out?
What kept the door closed was Reed Harris. Reed Harris was terrified for his fucking life. You guys know who Reed Harris is?
I know the name.
Big time executive with the UFC.
Yeah.
But he was the president of WEC.
Okay, that's right. I know that. name.
Yeah, he was the main president,
Yeah.
CEO, whatever of WEC, but he still works for the UFC. He was like, don't you open that door. Don't you open the door. Back up in here. Back up in here. So they backed the bus up into this really weird loading dock and until they left. And then they got us off the bus. Dana came back and stuff like that, talked to everybody, asking if anybody needed to go to the hospital and whatnot. And then Reed Harris tells us, he goes, were any of you guys at any point in fear for your life? And everybody was like, fuck no. Like everybody, it was a bus full of fighters.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Everybody-
trying to
yeah.
ask that question.
And
Yeah.
their coaches.
Yeah, everybody wanted to get off the bus
Yeah.
and do something about it, right? Especially Khabib and his team. And then,
Would you have got off the bus
Absolutely,
and fucking
bro,
fought
absolutely.
McGregor?
I was gonna swing on somebody.
Somebody?
Yeah, I don't know if it was gonna be Connor. I mean, there's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, the crazy part of
That's wild that you were in that. I didn't even
Yeah.
know that this is a first time experience for me
Yeah,
hearing
yeah.
that story.
But
So.
when we got back to the hotel was when it was crazy because there was just 2 blocks of blacked out cars, Russians everywhere.
Really?
Oh my god! Like,
Why?
It's Khabib.
Khabib had just got attacked, bro.
Khabib
Khabib
had
got
just
attacked.
I mean, I don't. Like I said, I'm
No,
retired. I don't.
Russians. Why not? Why Russians?
Russian mob, brother. That's what we
Dude,
always say.
come on. Dude, we gotta explain to you how much money that Team Habib makes.
I don't know. Explain it to me.
Yeah.
They make a lot of money. They are not paid by the UFC to fight. They are paid by other people to continue to win.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't
Their
know this.
vested
Okay.
interest
I
is
didn't know this.
that finance
All
their
right.
lifestyle.
Yeah, the funding that
All
goes into these guys just to train. None of these guys, when they're coming up, they're not struggling.
Dude, they're not
They got the
normal
whole- yeah, they're
Russians,
not.
Chechens.
Yeah,
They've
like
been
all these-
groomed for this
For sure.
since like
Okay.
6 years old.
For sure.
Even the ones that aren't doing well in Team Habib, they've all been groomed
Yeah.
for this.
See, and this is why I'm a partner with Micah because he knows fucking a lot more than what I know. Even though I know a lot, Micah knows even more.
Yeah.
Shout out to Micah, bro.
Dude,
No,
but
but-
for reals, yeah, there's a reason. So when he got attacked, these like serious, these were dark individuals that showed up.
Really?
In a very needed to be controlled scene by New York police authorities and the UFC and everyone that the UFC deals with that those people deal with
Interesting.
to
I
contain
didn't know
what
that.
was a
That's wild.
very dangerous situation. That's why even Connor and his guys were
I know
so
that,
angry
like,
and flying
yeah.
over here after Artem got confronted because they took that as
Yeah.
he was seriously in danger,
Oh,
seriously being threatened, and it escalated. And we're lucky there wasn't a melee at Madison Square Garden when
Oh, shit.
Habib
you
and
experienced
Connor
this.
went over the
Yeah,
cage
I
at each
was
other.
there.
That's
Dude.
wild.
I was there. Yeah. The funny part was going up to
Tell us
Khabib.
more. Tell us
Yeah,
more.
I'll tell you more. The funny part was going up to Khabib's room after they pulled my fight I was scheduled to fight Brandon Moreno. After they pulled the fight,
Did you ever train with Brandon?
no,
Never?
No, I wasn't at JW when
okay.
or Acoma, wherever they were.
I
was
was back
That dude, I have to admit, like, grew from like nothing to something.
because he saw him.
That's what everyone told me. Everyone told me that when he was at Jackson's, he sucked. They're like,
Yeah.
everyone beat the hell out of him. It was awful.
I sparred him all the fucking time, but now I see him and he's a completely different.
Yeah.
animal,
Oh, and
bro.
such a good guy.
yeah,
Such
yeah,
a good guy.
correct.
I saw him out in El Paso like last year, because he was there for the CFC fight or CFF, whichever they call it in El Paso.
CFFC.
or
No. CFC. The
CFC.
two
Oh,
F's
okay.
is the one that's Florida and Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Oh,
You have a
CFC.
one F.
So after they canceled the fight, I was managed by Ali, and then so was obviously Khabib. So me and my brother was in my corner for that fight, and Ali goes, "Hey, I need you to come up to the room. Khabib wants to talk to you."
You were managed by Ali?
Yes.
Are you still?
No, fuck that guy. He's a piece of shit.
Really?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Holy shit, dude, that's crazy because like supposedly he's a pretty good manager.
He's a good manager when you're in the UFC, and he's part of this whole manager monopoly thing. Like I'm hardcore against managers, to be honest. I think managers are crooks.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
they're making money off you.
Yeah, so he's part in my
They
eyes.
have their own financial interests.
Yeah,
in mind.
he has his own financial.
They want you.
and
They
that's
want you
it.
to fight, and then they're gonna take their money.
All managers are very
Yeah,
much.
for
You
sure.
scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Yeah. Of course.
So they pull us up to Khabib's room. Khabib's cutting weight. He's got like 20 Russians crammed in one small room, and he goes, brother, come sit right here. Come sit next to me. So I
This
go
is
and
Khabib?
yeah.
Oh,
So
shit,
I
hold
go
on.
and I sit next to Khabib, all nervous because I've only met Khabib a few times.
And all of it positive.
Yeah, he was this is super nice guy.
I imagine that he's like
Super nice
probably one of the best dudes that you could
Yeah,
probably meet.
my buddy Tim Sosa remembers this because my UFC debut, I was a nobody. Nobody knew who the hell I was. I fought on the same card as Khabib my UFC debut. Khabib had fought Rafael Dos Anjos when I made my UFC debut, and I was cutting weight. And for some reason, every time I saw Khabib, I wasn't managed by Ali at the time. I was with Fit. Every time he saw me, he'd ask me, "Hey, brother, how's your weight cut going? How you doing? You need anything?" And I was like, "Who the fuck is this Russian guy?" Because again, at this time, Khabib was nobody.
Yeah.
Right? So he was a super nice guy, but when I went up to his room, he was like, "Did Connor do this to you? Connor's the reason why you got a glass in your eye." I was like, "Yeah, you were there." And he goes, "Don't worry, brother. We're gonna take care of this." And I was like, "Okay." And he goes, "Okay, I cut weight now." And I was like,
Are you
right."
serious? Holy shit!
Yeah.
What a gangster thing to say.
Yeah,
bro.
and I was like, "All right."
Wow.
And then my brother was terrified because we walk into this room and, like I said, there's like a bunch of Russians in this room and they're just standing there staring at us like this. And my brother's like, "What the hell is wrong
What
with these
the
people?
That's why, dude. That's a fucking crazy story.
Yeah,
dude.
so there's some fun
Bro,
stories.
you need to write a book on that. You do,
Nah.
dude. You need to write a book on the experience that you had during the freaking Russian Connor thing, dude.
Yeah, it was fun.
Dude,
It was
write a
fun.
book. Write a book. I'm
You
telling
walk
you.
be a
right
short
into
story.
the middle of all
I'm
that.
telling him,
Yeah.
like, do
What?
it, dude. That's wild. You were there when fucking Connor threw a fucking, what was it?
Dolly.
It was a
Yeah,
dolly,
dolly,
right?
a dolly,
Through
dolly.
the windshield, and you were inside the bus.
Yeah, just threw a massive dolly right
That's
through the window.
crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was chaos, but
And then on top of that, you go into fucking Nurmagomedov's fucking room with a
Yeah.
bunch of Russians.
yeah,
Dude,
Yeah,
write a
it
book,
was,
bro.
Yeah, it was a cool experience.
Even if it's a comic.
Right? So, like, obviously, Ray's not surprised when all those guys jumped Dylan Dennis,
scared?
now a couple
Of
months
what?
ago.
The Russians?
no,
You felt comfortable?
yeah, because I was managed by
See,
Ali.
so I have so many friends that have gone to Russia, and they said that they feel comfortable in Russia because, like, there's, like, you don't have to worry about having crime because you feel safe there. And it's
Yeah.
wild to think about.
Yeah, I think it depends on who you are too.
Yeah,
So
true,
like
true.
before the whole like when I was gonna fight Horiguchi, my last scheduled fight, I got in a contract to go fight in Russia for that ACA promotion. And everyone asked me like, man, aren't you scared to go to Russia? And I was like, no, I'm managed by Ali, who's got all these Russian connections. Nothing bad's gonna happen to me. But I heard Diego.
Did you go though?
No, because they canceled that contract
shit.
because he wanted me to fight for Bellator to fight Horiguchi. So they ended up just voiding that contract.
Fucking Donald told me that he went to Russia to go fight, and when he came back, he was on the terror watch list.
That's crazy. That's nuts. I know.
Imagine,
Yeah,
bro.
that's crazy. I know when Diego Brandao went to Russia, he had a hard time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
he had a really
Yeah.
hard time in Russia.
This guy's telling me about having to get picked up by security and armored cars and getting attacked in random places and people running up on him in the street.
Who, Brandao?
Yeah, Brandao.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
Bro.
Russia's studying, man.
Brandau's a good dude now, but back in the day, I was there when he was trying to stab Nick Urso.
You
You're
know,
not a while, dude. It's
It's been a while,
not
but
that
I'm
while.
saying though, that
I think
motherfucker's
even
crazy.
yeah,
dude.
even back in the day when Brandao was kind of crazy, I didn't know him or I didn't train with him that much, but thank God I was always on his good side. Me and Brandao always had a pretty good relationship. So, but yeah, MMA is a trip, man. The stories that you get along the way are fun.
Absolutely, dude. I have so many stories, but I don't even have the stories like you have the stories.
Yeah,
That's
I've seen some
fucking.
wild
You know what,
stuff.
dude? That like this is why we do this, because I want to be able to hear these backyard type of conversations, because nobody will like. I never knew that you were in the Conor McGregor bus.
Really?
I never
It's-
knew that.
That's one of the things that I
You know what I mean? And this is why I like
Recognized
doing
for the
this. This
most.
is why I like bringing people together, having conversations with people, because we get to know things that a lot of people don't actually get to know.
Are these things that people are saying? These comments?
That's us.
That's our comments. That
Yeah.
was just me saying what we had predicted. I put those in the
Oh.
comments. Oh, so as we're going to the main event, I sat next to Justin Gaethje at one of the LFAs.
I shot Justin Gaethje at the last APFC.
Oh yeah, he was there for that one. No, I went to the LFAs a couple years ago. Like I sat next to him. It was a bunch of teammates, and they give me like a seat right next to the cage.
Mm.
And then it was like, hey, dude, yeah, move over one. This one's closer to my team. Okay, yeah, you take that one. So, be that extra corner
Yeah.
that, shot a little bit. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm sitting next to Justin Gaethje when his team fights. That's cool.
So who do you guys have on this one?
I got Patty.
Got Patty.
Man, I'm gonna have to go with Gaethje then.
You don't have to. Who do you think's going to win?
No, I'm just gonna go with Gaethje because I believe in him.
So far, me, Ray, even Jalen I talked to
Yeah.
or today on the Cage Minds Fight Hour on ESPN Radio 1017 The Team.
Is that your craziest UFC story?
The Connor one?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
That has
Yeah.
to be.
Okay, what's one below that?
I don't know if I have a crazy UFC story. With anything big like that, I mean,
That's wild though. That was like
I've seen some shit.
massively like fucking televised.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen some shit, but no, I mean, nothing crazy, man. It was all pretty fun experience, pretty mellow.
Did you ever like talk to McGregor after that?
No, he gave me a bunch of money, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was the only one, but I was the only one that didn't sue him, is why.
Oh.
Because I didn't
he
want
settled.
to. Yeah, he settled. Because I told him right away, because his lawyer contacted us right away and asked how we wanted to handle it. And I told him, I was like, look, dude, I'm not trying to sue you. You know, just give me what I was supposed to get paid to fight, and we'll call it good. And
Oh shit. That's cool, bro.
yeah, so
That's good.
we just settled, and that was about it. But I know everybody else was involved in a big lawsuit with him. But yeah, so no,
Do you feel different? Do you think that you probably should have like held out, or do you feel comfortable?
nah, it was more integrity for me.
That's good.
I didn't want
Good for you.
I wasn't looking for like
That's
you know,
awesome.
I wasn't looking for some sort of crazy big
Yeah.
cash grab and things like that. You know, it was more of like.
Do you feel like the other fighters might have wanted that type of cash grab?
Oh, for sure, because I know what
like
they were
fucking
asking.
like, yeah,
Yeah, I know
You know what I mean?
exactly the amount that they were asking for. And it was crazy.
in the millions. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well,
For
what a
sure.
unfortunate, insight into the future that was going to be. The first of many ass lawsuits for Conor McGregor.
Yeah, that dude. Hopefully, though, I don't know. I still don't think we ever see Conor again.
No, now
White
they-
House. You don't think so?
They've even
You don't
said
think so?
now that when Jorge came out and said they were talking about it, that's BS, and Dana said he's Chandler or Conor, that's old news. So
Damn. Do you know what
maybe
that would?
never.
If John Jones and Conor both fight at the White House, that would be the greatest fight ever. But both of them are not going to be fighting on the fucking White House card.
To be honest,
That's insane.
until they have a main event, a card, a date for the White House, and all that set into place, I still don't believe the White House thing is happening.
It's going to happen. I promise you. It's
Yeah.
going to happen. It's going to
Really?
happen.
You think so?
Yes, because Dana White and Trump are boys. They
Yeah, but
want this to happen.
It's the
Now,
White House.
yeah, I know. But they want this to happen. As
Yeah.
friends, they want this to happen. Dana White has said it. Trump has said it. They want this to happen. Now, the logistics part of it is the most difficult.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not
the
talking about
logistics part of it is fucking difficult. You
Yeah.
have to. Everybody has to have background checks. Everybody has to be screened by the fucking Secret Service. Everybody has to be screened by probably the FBI. Everybody has to be screened. Dude, you cannot have a single Russian on the card.
No.
Because
No,
they will
say
not
they want to have
fucking pass Secret Service fucking
Yeah.
background checks.
Well,
you have. So
Think about
there's.
it. They already said though they want to have 6 to 8 title fights. Well, you're not doing that without having a Russian or a
Yeah,
Chechen
yeah.
or some weirdo where that we don't.
But
really
I honestly
consider
think that
slavery.
it's going to happen. It's going to happen because I think like Trump is always there at all these major sporting events. If he leaves office and doesn't have a UFC card at the White House, I think that he would be disappointed.
Think so?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
gonna do it.
that he wants to have this done as part of his presidency.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too, but that's why I don't think it's gonna happen is because it's the fucking White House
Dude.
and the logistics to
Yeah,
get it
but
to happen.
I promise you they're going to do it, dude. But which fighters are going to be there, which matchups, that's the difficult part because you cannot get a Russian on the White House lawn.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's where I think the logistics part of it is going to be difficult.
You would figure with the political climate as it is, names like Makhachev, Chimaev.
Yeah,
I don't
do
know
they
even
pass
if
background
Valentina
checks?
even passes a background
Yeah,
check.
that's what I'm
Heck,
saying.
you even say the same thing to Zhang Wei Li.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
eliminating a lot of the
So
of
I
the
think that's
champions.
the most difficult part. But
Peter Yan. I mean,
but
we're an
I
international
honestly
sport.
think that they are trying to put this card together because Trump wants this to happen.
No, they're probably going to. You might end up having to have
He
a John
wants
Jones
to
or
have
Conor McGregor.
fireworks on the backside of the White House and then have a UFC cage in front of the White House and have those photos taken because I would love to take those fucking photos because that would
Yeah.
be fucking sick, dude.
That would be crazy.
And that would be something that he would just be like, look what I did on my presidency.
The
I had
biggest
a
ego boost from our president
Yes,
in
dude.
history. I had the
Ego
UFC
boost,
on
yes.
alone for my
Yes.
birthday. And it's like a week or two before or after his birthday now.
Yeah.
They've moved the date around. I think it's going to be like the end of June. supposedly.
freaking would love it, dude.
Still don't think it happens.
You know, there are, like you said, a lot of logistical.
100 push-ups.
I got you. 100
All right,
push-ups.
100 push-ups.
100
All
push-ups.
right, 100 push-ups.
That it
All right,
doesn't
you
happen.
guys just seen it here. I'm putting this in the chat now.
There we go. I'm saying it's happened. Ray,
Don't think it ever happened.
Yeah, Ray's no.
all right, 100 push-ups. It's gonna take me like 4 or 5 sessions to put together 100, but I'll get it done for you.
We're on the same boat right now. But I don't know if I even want to see it happen.
I do, dude. That would be the greatest thing in sports history
Yeah.
because it would be the number one, or it would be a sport at the White House, and that's never happened before.
Yeah, you're very right about that. It would be there would be nothing ever in combat sports history that'll ever top that.
Or even sports history. They
That's
can't
true,
have
yeah.
a baseball game, and baseball is what America's
Pastime.
America's pastime.
You
It can't
said
be
football.
NFL. Can't be soccer.
No.
It would have to be the UFC because it's such a small, confined little cage, and then you can have everything. But I'm just saying, like,
It's not a small confined cage. They're having
Well,
to dig up the
you know what I
entire
mean. You know what I mean.
foundation.
you
of
can't
the
put a
lawn to hold it
football
because
field
it's-
on the
it's
White
heavier.
House lawn, is what I'm saying.
My
You can't
thing,
put
though,
a baseball field on the White House lawn. You can't
No,
put
the
a
next thing we'll have a
soccer.
boxing match
the
or
White
a
House lawn.
WWE on
It-
the White House lawn.
You know what I mean?
Because you can put a ring up.
The-
They'll say.
the
You could put tennis.
The logistics that I'm thinking about is like, it would have to be like a red carpet event type thing where
It would be.
There are
They
no
couldn't-
tickets on sale. They
Yeah.
said it's only going to be dignitaries and,
Yeah, you
and,
couldn't
and
have-
Yeah,
politicians.
you have to.
And then I'm like,
you have
oh,
to
so
pass a
it's,
background
it's
check.
almost a target for terrorism.
Yeah.
Depending on how many famous
Exactly.
people you have there.
Exactly.
So you can't make it too famous almost.
All right, I got Patty.
All right, I got Gaethje.
I'm just glad to see that giant thing on Gaethje's neck has never exploded all over everything all this week. As
Dude, I've
everyone
seen
keeps
that,
trying to point
dude.
it out.
Those fucking memes, bro.
Well, did you see when the reporter asked him about it?
Mm-mm.
It was a Brazilian guy that I know, and he's kind of heavy set. And Gaethje was like, "Well, how's your health, buddy?"
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, "Bro," he's like, "HIPAA," and the guy's like, "HIPAA? No, HIPAA. What is this HIPAA? You can't ask me about my. I'll ask you." And I was like, "Damn." He got a little offended about what people
All right,
were
here we
concerned
go.
as a staph infection. What are the nerves of a UFC title fight compared to when you walked out there for a regular fight? Because you walked out there second to last man on a card before.
Hey, it wasn't the nerves of the title fight. It was who I was fighting, man.
Demetrius?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I fought. You know, like when I said earlier that I wasn't nervous for that fight. I was scared. I wasn't scared by any means I wasn't scared of DJ, but I was 24 when I fought for the title, and I had spent my
Oh, wow.
I had
You
spent
were
my
young, dude.
yeah, I had spent my entire life, working towards that. So I was scared of like blowing it essentially. That's where my being scared came from. But it didn't settle until I got in there. And I looked across and I was like, holy shit. I'm about to fight a guy who I used to try to emulate,
Standing across the fucking cage.
yeah, I'm
from you.
about to fight this guy. And then
That's
all that went
wild.
away, and then I was like, we're fighting.
Yeah, because like you forget who you're fighting as soon as you get punched in the face because
Yeah.
now it's survival.
Yeah, for sure. I tell my
You
guys
know
that
what I
all the time. Did he catch Patty?
He might have. They're both hitting each other. Patty's hittable. He'll get
Wow,
rocked in there.
he's being
Don't
real.
forget.
Oh,
Patty.
wow!
Oh,
Uppercut! It's done.
Oh, wow.
It's done. I just won this.
Patty, oh, wow.
I just
Nothing.
won this.
Well, so far he's still alive. Justin is landing
What
some
the
hard
fuck
shots.
happened?
He got hit with the
Right
uppercut.
hand. He felt
Holy
big power.
shit! Oh man!
Oh, look, he's got it
Still
tight.
surviving a little bit right now, but he's getting hit in an awkward position. So shit, I was gonna bring it up, Ray. Can you even fucking imagine Joshua Van? What it's like to be him, 24 years old, and he captured the title with Pantoja.
Yeah, but that was bullshit.
Either way, he got the belt, man. He got to have the night. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
just
know
to have
how
that
he gets.
emotion.
Yeah, I mean, You know, when we talk about like integrity and stuff like that, I don't see how you can enjoy that though. Like that would be the most unenjoyable thing in the entire world, to know that you did win the title, but you don't know if you actually won it or not. You know?
Oh, he just dropped him again.
I think he checked the kick and it just disabled him.
Oh, good knee
Patty coming
and
back.
a left hook.
Knee, left hook. Just
He's like, give it to me. Oh, lead uppercut. Uh-oh.
Patty coming back.
Uh-oh.
But this dude just, his
fucking
chin
hate.
just hangs so
God.
high out in the air and up. I'm like, just nail him, Gaethje. I know I picked Patty, but
This is if this, the way I had Patty winning is by him catching Gaethje was something weird as hell and then submitting him.
He might catch him as something weird though, because the way that Gaethje is coming in, like he's coming in with his chin up, and Patty has been throwing these like really significant shots that have been catching him.
Is Patty undefeated?
No,
undefeated in the UFC,
But not
lost like
MMA.
3 in
Yeah.
Cage Warriors coming
Okay.
up. So bring that up.
There you go, Gaethje coming in with a little uppercut hook,
Yeah, Patty.
but he's
is,
ducking,
Why
he's
is he
ducking
doing
his
that? He's
chin
gonna
too
hit
much. Yeah,
Fucking knee again.
he's coming down too low. See,
man.
yeah,
He
knew
does
it.
his head.
He
He
knew
has
it.
this
He knew it.
tendency.
He knew
He
it.
dips. Gaethje dips all the time coming in, and Patty just keeps his head way up there to be hit. Yeah, he lost 3 so far in his career.
One of them was to somebody like, you know,
Oh, come on.
one was to someone like who was good, right?
Yeah, one of them was Julian Erosa.
Okay.
Actually, the craziest thing, I'm looking up the names. So there was,
that was the iPhone.
or excuse me, no. It was there's a Nod Narari, who was a Cage Warriors champion, and then there was a Soren Back. You know the interesting one, and we know him, Cameron Else.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
He submitted Patty.
I forgot. And that was an MMA.
Really?
fight.
That was an MMA
Are you
fight. It had
serious?
to caught a choke in
Yeah.
Oh my god.
2013.
Cam
It
Cam
was,
has a fucking dirty anaconda choke.
Cam was 1-1 at the point.
I used to beat him up in the gym every day.
Patty was 4-0, so Patty was supposed to smoke him, and Cameron caught him and had a anaconda choke in 35 seconds.
I thought he was going to be a bigger person than what he turned out to be.
Cam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, Patty
Oh,
just got
come on.
Patty just got a bunch of time to recover.
Eye pokes, man, if they're counted. And Patty cuts a ton of weight. Doesn't
He's big. He's
Yeah.
fucking big in there. I think Patty's been a little bit more disciplined about not doing like the fatty part.
Yeah.
I think he realized how unsustainable that was.
Well, if he's
geez.
gonna be like active, he can't just like get
No,
fat and lose
yeah,
weight,
exactly.
get fat and lose weight. He has to be somewhat in the middle. You know what I mean?
He has a ridiculous chin. He fucking eats them.
Oh, what a good elbow.
Damn it. I will say this so far, even though it's still early on, this is showing that Tapoya would just
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
demolish him.
Oh,
You think so?
Oh my god.
oh,
for
Taporia
sure.
is levels above right now.
Look at the way Gaethje's catching.
Ow. Gaethje looks like an amateur right now.
Yeah. He got too fixated on the
Yeah.
knockout. He had him really hurt. Got happy about it. Now he's too overzealous.
How do you think he's gonna come out in the second round?
Hopefully
He'll be
refocus.
fine. I mean, in terms of refocus with like not trying to kill him, I hope usually Trevor Whitman's good at like kind of reeling him back in.
Is that who is coaching him right now?
Yeah, Trevor Whitman.
Yeah.
So if Trevor Whitman can, bring him back in, I think he'll be just fine.
Definitely an experienced coach, right?
Yes. Yeah, very high level coach, man. That guy's, one of the best in the game.
Yeah, weren't you at Jackson Wink when he used to come down here like really early in his
Yeah,
career?
back in the day.
I was.
Rob was, I thought.
Yeah, he had him hurt bad. I
Back
don't know.
in 10, 11, and 12, somewhere around there.
Yeah, early like Nate Marquardt
Yeah.
was still down here, I think.
Yeah. Brandon Schaub.
Yeah, a lot of the Carwin, all those guys that would come
Yeah,
down
Shane
from Colorado.
Conlon. Yeah.
God, I hate the way he dips his head like that.
Me too.
Dude does
It's
it
super
so
unsafe, dude.
consistently. Such a bad tendency. Patty's getting confident or something.
Like he keeps, dude. I would do a switch kick all day.
See, chasing it.
Uh-oh. Hey,
Oh,
at least he
wow.
took him down.
Grab the headlock.
He got him down a
just
little bit.
drag Patty
Yeah.
down.
Take his back. Hurry up.
And you never.
Why are you
see
waiting?
Gaethje
Why are
go
you
for the
waiting?
wrestling.
Take his back. Why would you sit there?
Well, this is a new wrinkle because he always just wants to throw and brawl.
Yeah, I think just the style is getting too frustrating for him.
He just lets him up.
Yeah, he can't really put paws on him.
But why wouldn't you go to take his back? Like all he did was just hold him down.
Yeah, he had him trapped there on all fours.
Yeah.
Because he didn't
Nice
feel
little jab
confident
there,
that he
he
would
did.
out sprawl him.
He just ducks his head every time he tries to come in. Oh.
Oof. What is
Why won't you do anything from
Pounce on
there?
him. Come on.
He just looked at
get
him.
in there and hit Patty. Oh,
Oof.
right there.
That one,
Oh.
those are some hard shots.
Getting on the inside, trying to rough up Patty looks like it's his best option right now.
But whenever he had him down, he didn't try to advance.
I just don't think it's his style.
You don't think
I don't think it's just something he does enough, to be honest.
He just gets stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good reason why Islam went up to 170. He's like, I could probably just
Cut a corner, drop down.
Yeah.
He's not trying to do nothing.
I think Tapoya beats Islam.
You think so?
Yes.
Even at 170?
Not 70, no.
At 55, it's a really close fight, I think.
He
at
throws
70.
such a lazy, tired jab.
Who's that?
Ugh. Gaethje.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, it's only to set up other shit. Is
Yeah,
what
but
it
he's
is.
just so lazy with it.
Patty seems a little bit winded.
Patty does look a little
Yeah.
winded, yup.
He got so much weight, he doesn't have 5-round cardio. I don't
I mean,
think
both
he does.
those jabs landed, but Gaethje's fucking sucking wind too. Look at him.
Patty could be having a little bit of an adrenaline dump, Title fight,
Mm-hmm.
First fight.
But how? See? Now take his back. Take his back. He's not trying to do anything. He's just trying to stay in north-south. He's not trying to advance his position.
I just don't think he wants to exchange in the jiu-jitsu part with Patty. Because Patty is a very good grappler, so I guarantee if he spins and takes the back, Patty's going to roll to his back, and now he's stuck playing the guard.
Yeah, but now he's on top.
Yeah, I mean, but, if Patty's got as good of like a bottom game as what they say, then, I just don't think he wants to
I
get
think that
involved
this is
in
like
that.
a lazy position for Gaethje.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, who knows? I think Gaethje
I
is
mean,
just so good at just being tough.
like that. Grab the leg right there.
Yeah.
Fucking bulldog him. Like, do something. Just don't stay there on the head. Like, you have to be able to.
Ooh,
Oh!
That was weird.
That
It
was
was
weird. What
almost
was
a
that?
He
flash
hit him with the
knockdown.
knee, but he fell back.
Unless you threw himself back to avoid the knee. I don't know. It looked like it landed. Big moment. But he doesn't look like it was concussive.
We hit him again. Oh,
It's
nice.
hurt.
There we go.
You can see a
Now hit him
wince after
again.
the right
Hit him
hand.
again. Hard.
That jab, that
Put some-
knuckle hit him right in the
Yeah.
corner of the eye.
Yeah. Put some elbows.
He's blinking it
There you
out.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think he's cut on that right
Yeah, he
eyebrow.
is. Oof, that one hurt him.
Now
for
take his back.
sure.
See, I was trying to turn. Like, why would you stay there? Why not take his back?
Still just doesn't want to play that jiu-jitsu. I'm guessing it's
Yeah.
part game plan. What you drilled, what you were thinking. Oh, does he try to drive on him with a big right hand or something here? Yeah.
Oh, nice elbow.
Jeez.
Oh, nice.
Fuck.
Wow, it was stopped by the bell.
Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell. Blood.
I think Patty hurt himself.
From the right eye, the nose.
Patty looks fucked up.
I think the first round when Gaethje checked that kick, I think it fucked Patty's leg up.
A lot of swelling around the orbital on the left side. Right side's cut. We were wondering if it was hype or... Now we're seeing the true metal of Patty Pimblett out there. He's tough.
He is. We'll see. He's
taking a
breathing
beating.
heavy.
So what? 1-1?
No, I got a 2-0.
2-0?
For sure. For sure, 2-0.
2-0?
I'll never trust Vegas judges. It could be 1-1, but...
Oh, that
gosh.
was a freaking thumb to the eye.
the thumb
That's
in the
what he was
eye.
complaining
Oh.
about at the cage. He was like, oh, but the referee didn't even... Oh, look at
Vicious.
that. Yep.
It was a close fist, though.
Oh, it was a close
It was a
fist, but
knuckle.
watch.
Let's see, though. If they replay
It's
it, I
a
think
thumb.
he was...
It's a straight thumb to the eye. Oh.
It's like the
It was
thumb
a
of
punch.
the
It
punch
was
got
like one
cut,
of these ones.
caught. Either way, damage done with the left thumb. Gaethje had a second interim title through his
Oh!
Pimblett can't see. He's just kind of winging shit. He can't see.
Check
right
this
now. It's
out. I'm going to
compromised.
beat you guys on the fucking call on the main event.
Look at his leg. I really feel like
Yeah.
Patty fucked himself up when
You
he...
think so? Oh,
Yeah,
those
'cause look,
leg kicks.
Well, when Gaethje was checking him, because he just seems so unbalanced.
Still blinking it out. Still trying to wipe
Yeah.
away that eye. It's effective. I don't think
Definitely
you can
affecting
see.
him.
Gaethje's landed some bombs. And for all the scarring and scar tissue that Gaethje has, probably first found a few that he's not bleeding from his nose or his mouth. And yeah, he is on those leg kicks. You can see Gaethje moving the shin before Patty can even throw it. Like showing him, I'm gonna check this.
Patty does land a lot of jabs. He's very lengthy with his jab. See?
Mm-hmm.
It's got hard and it's doing a good job of not getting roughed up as
Mhm.
much this round. Right, he's willing to stand in the middle and trade this time. Got backed up in the last round.
Yeah,
That's what did the
even after
damage.
him like bleeding, still coming forward, still wanting to exchange.
Oh, here's where Gaethje has to explode. He's got him behind the black line.
I think he's on the attack mode. Couldn't do nothing though. See if Patty hits those jabs like really good. Oh, see? Right on the chin. Right on the chin.
Also awkward, like I don't know if it's bad cardio or just how he fights, but it seems like or how he matures in the fight. But Gaethje, his mouth looks like it's hanging open.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least he's the one that's coming forward.
I just worry about your jaw like that.
That's when you're more likely to get knocked out, is when your mouth's wide open.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was saying earlier, like, you know, Gaethje's just tough as hell. So, you know, for all we know, he could be just dead, tired, exhausted in there. Just too tough to, you know, to know.
Yeah. Too tough for his own good, huh?
Yeah, too tough to show it, man. But he's beating the brakes off Patty right now. But if
Physically, I can't tell if Gaethje looks the same or if he looks like
he looks the same.
less muscular. I'm like cardio wise, he looks the same. Just Patty looks freaking
Yeah, I think
huge
it's-
in there.
Oof.
Fuck. Won the second.
Third round's up for debate.
So
right
far,
now.
Oh,
Nice
that's
switch
what jumped
uppercut, yeah.
Man, that tendency to dip his head. He doesn't like head movement.
Oh, low
Uh-oh.
blow.
Jump knee to the nuts. And here's a moment for Gaethje to recover. If his
Or Gaethje to
testicles
fucking take
ever
some time.
descend.
I mean, it might have been a nut shot, but you always milk those, right?
Well, also, I think that one might have landed square. You look at the look at his face. I think his nuts might have been his esophagus.
Oh! You ever got hit in the nuts?
not during a fight. No.
Not during a fight?
During a fight. Guess this means just sparring.
Yeah, just sparring.
That means that's not nuts, bro.
I don't know.
That's
I
not
wasn't
nuts.
paying enough attention because I never think it's the knee. It's always the shin. You know what I mean?
I mean,
always
it
seems like
hurts
it's-
to get hit down there, but like you know the difference between like a clean nut shot and like a
Just
lower
here.
abdomen shot. You know what I mean?
Does it feel the same or it?
Oh, bro, it hurts.
I'm sure it hurts like hell.
Oh, look at that. Patty's starting to get a little bit more comfortable, huh?
I thought I was gonna call it. I told my cousin, I was like, I see Patty submitting him round 3,
Uh-oh.
but no, we got too little time.
Patty's, yeah, that's the same thing actually. I'd say it was rear naked choke round 3.
Oh, nice
wow.
overhand. That fucking landed.
That brings him right back into it because that was so.
See how
significant
Gaethje
and
just
clean.
like tucks in to the right, like with hands down? Oh.
Cheeky little elbow.
I think. Oh fuck, Patty's back in it.
I think
Patty's
Gaethje still
back
won that
in
one
it.
though.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know. I
really
gave that
close.
one to Patty.
You think?
Patty was landing some hard fucking shots.
Yeah, but Gaethje was winning like the first 2 minutes.
yeah, I don't know. That one was a hard one for me to score. But it was close. It was close. I would say, based off of how MMA judging is going these days, all you need to do is win the last round and the last few seconds.
Yeah,
of
and
each
look at
round.
Patty's face.
Yeah, Patty's pretty.
He's
busted
bleeding.
up. I think he's starting to wear on Gaethje.
I hope he's still got a little bit left in his gas tank, huh?
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be tough enough and fine, but I think just, him not being able to put him away is starting to wear on him. Yeah, because he don't seem that winded. He don't seem like, Patty seems super fresh, even though the last
Look
few
at his
rounds-
face,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah. He's pretty beat up. But he's still in it. He's still a dog.
No
All right,
clue how
round
that
4.
third round was scored.
No clue. We'll see what Twitter thinks when they start popping it up on the screen. Patty's a little bit more confident now, and I think the momentum's going to start.
Yeah, but look
shifting.
at his face, dude. Gaethje still has some confidence. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's still got some in him. There we go.
Oh, that was a good one. Oh, that one was hard. That one hurt.
Oh,
Oh, definitely hurt him if
Now
he's
take
shooting
his
him for
back.
takedown.
take his back. Look how easy that would be.
Oh. Twitter looks to be a bit split as I'm going through it over here.
How about who won that last one?
Yeah, seeing 2-1 each way. Seeing actually a lot of 2-1
See, he's not.
Gaethje
Oh,
after
why would
3.
you let him up? Gaethje's being fucking lazy on the ground.
Maybe he's being conservative. Maybe he.
No, he's
37-year-old,
being fucking lazy,
worried
dude.
about it.
Oh,
See,
that
like,
one
why
was
not go
hard.
after him right there?
It's a certain way that Gaethje gets aggressive, and it's not on the ground. It's right here in these moments.
Yeah, but that's
Oh.
not going to win him the fight. I'm going to go north-south on you for 10, 15 seconds, and then I'm going to let you up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just don't think he's a ground guy. He's not a, he's not a.
Yeah, he is. Gaethje is a ground guy. Oh, nice
Oh,
overhand.
that one was fucking hard.
Oh, no, I'm going to take your back, but hold on. I'm going to let you go here in a second.
Come on, knee. Look for break. Maybe try to break away. Look for the high kick.
Yeah, look. See?
Oh,
Look.
Ooh.
Oh, nice
Big
little left
left
hook.
hook.
Okay. Left
Left
okay.
hook,
Oh,
right hook.
nice.
Patty's
Okay.
gonna rock.
I get it. Okay. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Look at those deep breaths. He
Jeez.
conserves. He gets into his spot, and he explodes with what he's looking for.
Gaethje's tired too, though.
Yeah.
And he could fucking take a shot.
Yeah, he
dude.
can. Ouch.
Gosh, these right hands.
Oh.
Gaethje's teeing off. Feeling the hype train and everything that everyone had built up for Patty versus Taporia and 2 years of bickering. It's all fading in front of us
come
right now.
on.
Patty wincing in pain. He's saying that his little Patty got hit, but the ref didn't
His
buy
little
it.
Patty.
Sheesh.
Look like what he said, man.
Let's see.
Let's see. Little replay
It
screen.
was there. It was there.
It was as dirty as the other knee that got a break. Patty is wearing it. Yeah, he's definitely losing this round.
Yeah, he's busted up.
Gaethje just lands with so much more authority behind the shots. Look at how that jab snaps his damn head back. I don't know if this makes me more excited though for like
that
Taporia
was a
versus
nice
Gaethje.
strong jab.
I still think Taporia beats the hell out of Gaethje.
Yeah, that's kind
Oh,
of
see,
what I'm getting to.
then just lets it go.
Oof.
Spun so hard he almost jail summoned. Yeah, you guys remember that one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Patty's landing some
Yeah,
stuff. I
good
just
for you,
don't know
Patty.
how effective
Oh.
Up
Take his back. Okay. Don't let him back.
the back.
Don't let him back up. Why is he just like letting him go? See? Oh,
Fuck.
Patty, you're losing, bro.
What a beating he's taking, man. But he's walking it off like a champ. Like that brain's just getting rattled around and
Look at
his
that
skull.
eyebrows.
Dude is tough as nails, though.
Yeah, for sure. And look at Gaethje. Leave me alone. Let me just take.
Dog
a little
ass
bit.
tired before he beat his head in. Just still tired, but still in it.
Let me just drink my water. Well, Patty's over there getting worked on like a freaking ER.
Well, I'll give it to James Romero. He's the one. No, Gaethje is light years ahead in the striking realm. He's gonna hit harder. James was on this earlier this week when he did the predictions
Yeah.
on my fight show. So we'll give it to James. He was putting money on Gaethje. He saw this one coming.
Hey, I took Gaethje too, bro.
You didn't give us a reason.
I mean,
meant to
it's
James for
only
a
because
reason.
you guys took Patty.
Exactly. I was trying not to directly say that. I was being slightly kind.
Hey, a win's a win, bro.
No, take the win. We still got 4 minutes for Patty to make us look like geniuses, even though he's getting beat up.
Oh, he wobbled it.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Left hand, knee. Stop dipping to the right hand side, Gaethje. We all know you're going to do it.
Oh, nice.
But then he comes
overhand.
back and throws that
landed hard.
Thor's hammer.
He's gonna go for a flying triangle. Watch.
No.
Bet
He's
you
too
does.
tired for that. He's too tired for that.
Like he's fancy like that, but yeah, that would be. Whew. But he's got to get off this fence, 'cause
nice
this is where
overhand.
Gaethje does his best work. Patty's been much better in the middle of the octagon in this fight.
See, if I was Gaethje, I'd go down for a double leg, dump him down, and then finish out the round 5.
I think you'd be able to hold him down.
Yeah, he could easily. I don't understand why he wouldn't.
Because he's not a wrestler like that. He's a wrestler.
Yeah, but he's not a striker. Look at him.
Who, Gaethje?
Yeah, he's
He's
not
a striker.
No, but
This
he's
is
like
just his
it's,
way of striking.
it's amateur striking, not like legit striking. Like head down, swinging for the fences. Like
Oh, look at these uppercuts, though. In time, just jackhammer.
push him up against the fence. Go, 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 go. Oh, got his back. Oh no, he didn't. See, look at that.
Patty needs a finish, and
He does, for sure.
I don't think he could get there on this.
Oh,
Oh.
down. Oh no, wizard. There you go. Keep your hips back.
Thought those jiu-jitsu takedowns might get him, but he didn't get him
No.
twisted enough. It's like 2 interim titles equal 1 real world UFC title. Or- Is there a difference actually between an interim title and a world title?
Yeah, to me, interim titles are just a trophy for being number 1 contender.
Yeah, so Gaethje's still probably not going to be loving this belt. He didn't love the first number 1 contender belt they gave him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the same thing. Well, I mean, Tapoya is technically the champ, but even then, he's
There you
still
go.
beating Islam.
Right, he didn't take the belt, and now Islam champ status.
Mm-hmm.
In the most disrespectful way, we were like, we didn't know how good Patty was, but it's also how much had just in decline now. Like a lot of the guys from his era, Eddie Alvarez, Poirier, they're all retired. He's the last one hanging on.
I mean, he's tough, but he's not like top quality no more.
And about to wear the belt, though. It's wild world. Patty's trying shit.
There's so many more technical fighters that are better than Gaethje. Gaethje he's a salesman, bro. He sold his brand and he was able to get here with Patty. Good for him. But he's not like a top tier fighter.
Yeah, no.
That's Poirier. Feels like beats the brakes
what's
off of these
happening?
guys. Patty's just trying to wing away, and it just still feels like he's throwing, but there's just like not a lot of oomph in there. The corner's begging for some elbows, begging for something. Gaethje out of the fence.
They're both just like swinging for the fences.
Well, there's a bunch of dudes like us that haven't been here for 25 minutes screaming, "Go harder!"
I know.
And they're like, "I can't fucking go harder."
You ever done a 25-minute fight? Did you
Close.
Demetrius?
Close. I think I went halfway through the 5th with DJ.
How do you feel about his little
a little more than
armbar?
Oh, DJ's? It was cool. It's sneaky.
No disrespect.
I
I wasn't
don't
like
care,
that was
It was crazy.
freaking one of the coolest
it was
armbars
crazy.
I've ever seen. Oh, right in the nuts. This is wild.
Jesus, holy
Wild.
shit.
And that's why it was these two in the main event here.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Actually, Armin Saryukian might wreck both of these guys on these performances, but he's reckless, wild, headbutting, fucking people at the scales. Saryukian.
Yeah, I still think Sarukian beats. I think he's the only guy to beat Tapoya.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he could beat Tapoya. His wrestling and grappling and his cardio is just fucking ridiculous. And Tapoya can be taken down. Bryce Mitchell took him down, and Sarukian has the ability to keep him there. But yeah, Gaethje won. I mean, if Gaethje didn't win, then fucking judges are smoking crack.
Yeah, no, this is
Clear cut.
Yeah, there was a first and third round that are debatable, but those last two were not. And the second round was the huge knockdown.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got 3-2 easy for Gaethje here.
For sure.
It's quite impressed. A little bit by both of them too. Everybody just took a beating.
That was a good main event though.
That was
Went all 5 rounds. They fought hard. You know, even Patty, his face looked like he took a beating. He was still trying to come forward. He was still trying to impress. Awesome. Great. That's a great main event.
New hour earlier start times. Literally going to end exactly an hour earlier.
I'm okay.
Is
with
it?
that.
Yeah, normally we end at 11:30.
It's
I'm
like
like,
10:30.
yeah,
Nice.
the new
I like
early
it.
start times. That hour earlier. First of the Paramount era. First of us not having to pay for the extra pay-per-views in America. Sorry, Canada.
Who honestly pays for pay-per-views for UFC anyways?
Canadians apparently still.
What a fucking necklace, dude. That's legit. I'm not into bling like that, but that's pretty dope. You got something like that?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, for a 946, for a 946.
Did he say and
40.
still
And
intro?
new.
Oh,
And new intro. Okay,
Okay.
there it goes. Who knows? Did you notice that Buffer totally messed up the first fight? He
I
called
saw
Thai
something.
Fuga to Fuga Thai.
Did he?
Yeah, he literally did it.
That's
He
funny.
literally announced them backwards. And it's Gaethje's moment, 2-time interim champion, and this time,
2-time interim champion. Like, is that how recognizable is that though to be called like a 2-time interim?
I don't know anybody that's been 2-time interim. It's,
You know
it's,
what I
just,
mean?
it's an interesting label that I don't think I'm gonna forget because I can't remember it before.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever had that title, but I mean, props to him. You know, he went
Yeah.
in there, you know, competes at the highest level. You know,
He beat
did his
Patty.
thing. He beat Patty. You know,
Yeah.
lined himself up for a fight with Tapoya when that happens, and you know, I think Tapoya gets the better of him pretty fast, but you know, Gaethje's a good dude, and you know, he deserves it.
Yeah, he is a good dude. Do you think that there should be interim titles?
No, I think it's silly.
Me too.
Yeah, because it doesn't say anything, and
Doesn't-
honestly,
yeah.
we're getting to the point where you know we've seen situations
Like,
where
how would you feel being a 2-time interim and having those titles on your mantle, but you were never a champion?
just second place, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's again. It's,
I mean,
it's a
that's
good,
awesome because I
Yeah.
love a UFC title.
Yeah, it's a good testament to how far you went. You know, like
Yeah.
you know, not many people can even say that they got to fight for a UFC. Like very, very, very small percentage of people can say, you know, I was good enough to fight for a world
A
title.
world title,
you know?
yeah, especially UFC world title.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, that's always
And we don't know what's going on with like Taporia's personal situation, so
mhm.
we don't even know. Gaethje, is he interim? Could he be elevated to the
So
undisputed? Could he defend this thing before?
Yeah, that's what I was
Taporia
about
comes
to say. Can you defend an interim title? Has there been people
I can't
defending
remember.
interim titles? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember if that's ever happened before, but
back? Aspinall was the interim.
I think an
heavyweight
interim is
champion.
like,
He
okay,
defended
you're
against
fighting
Curtis
the
Blades.
champion, right?
So it
But
will happen.
Do you defend an interim?
If they book you to do it, you do it.
I think
But has there ever?
Yeah.
There
There's
has.
been a few. It's not an often a thing, but like I said, Tom
Interesting.
Aspinall did it once.
Interesting.
I want to say Daniel Cormier or somebody did a light heavyweight division. There's been a few, but
Okay.
no, normally you would expect that right away. You're going to unify, but sometimes it doesn't happen. And Taporia's dealing with like a messy divorce and a custody battle. So who knows mentally when that dude's going to be ready to be back. And
Yeah.
I honestly kind of thought that because he hated Patty Pimblett and they've had like altercations and shit, that might have gave him more motivation to come back rather than Justin Gaethje's a nice guy. We all like Justin Gaethje.
Well, now he's not going to have that same reason because you know what, Patty just showed that you know Tapoya's levels above him. So now you know he's going to be okay with waiting longer. And plus, I think if he's on the shelf, you know, a lot longer, then you know what they'll do is I think they'll have a unification bout from what it sounds like, they hate Sarukian so bad that they're still not going to give it to him. Which
Really?
dude, they hate him. Dana
That
fucking
dude-
hates him.
That dude might find out his contract and then they'll just get rid of him. Like literally, like
Yeah, that would be
Really?
some
just leave him the
bullshit.
number one contender the whole time. They just don't like him, don't want to do business.
Why
with
don't
him.
they like him?
Well, okay, so there's a mysterious reason why he pulled out of last year's UFC 311 in January.
Mhm.
Back injury. No one could sustain it, not sustain it. Dana just sounds like our doctors never verified it, so they don't know about it. And then he punched a fan in the crowd at UFC 300. I was
I
there.
remember. Okay, I remember
Yeah,
that.
down,
I remember that.
down hooker
Yeah.
on the scale in Qatar a couple months ago. The UFC is like, could you stop doing something that makes us feel like you're a shitty business partner?
Yeah,
their
but
feeling.
Marab's punched people in the fans, and Marab's gone after fans and stuff like that. And that's not something that's uncommon. And like headbutting, dude, we've seen stuff, as equal. I don't know what their beef with Arman Sarukian is, other than maybe costing Dana, money by pulling out of the fight last minute because that was such an exciting fight for the UFC and for the fans. So, but if they skip him again, because who did he's beat Oliveira, and he just beat someone Gamrot, and there's no reason why you should skip him anymore. But they're probably
Hooker was the
going
one
to.
that he just beat the brakes off.
Oh yeah, that was so bad.
Destroyed him, made it look easy. So you would think he's undeniable, but yeah, they have their reasons, and it feels like he will be blackballed almost from that title opportunity.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because I think he does much worse things to Patty.
Oh, for sure. So we'll see what happens, but
This dude is one of the most likable guys in the UFC, though, huh?
Patty, yeah, he's funny, man. He's
Yeah.
he's witty. Like he talks shit, but he doesn't like.
What is
say
this?
anything.
It's Poly Market? That's what it says.
I think
Yeah,
so.
Poly Market. Dude, they must have paid him fucking a lot of money to put that around his neck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, someone was sending me earlier. What is that? Because I guess they were sponsoring. Seems like it's gambling, but with crypto money.
Yeah.
Were you in the UFC with sponsors, or were you in
Yes.
the UFC after they got rid of the sponsors?
I was in the UFC. My first 3 UFC fights in the UFC. They still had sponsors. So
Oh, she got hit in the chin very hard with that belt.
yeah, good card, man. Good card.
Oh, look, there's your manager, bro.
Yeah, fuck
Actually,
that fucking guy.
hey, look, there's I'm not getting a title fight, but they at least let me in the building. and Henry Cejudo, who's like, I saw a camera, but it's just stand here nonchalantly, drink the water with the company that sponsors.
That was a good event.
Yeah, good event. Yeah, good one for Paramount Plus for the first one, man. Delivered for sure.
After we've been waiting for what, a month and a half?
5 weeks. 5
Yeah.
weeks since UFC. It delivered.
It delivered good.
You saw the bonus increases they announced yesterday. So what do you think about that from the fighter perspective? Now you're a coach and manager. So
I think it's
25
cool. I
to
don't think
finish
it's permanent though, right? I don't
No,
think
I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping
I don't
it's
think,
reported as
yeah.
a new structure. Maybe it was just for this event.
I think it was for this event because I think Dana just really needed this card to deliver because it's all he raved about all week is it's the first one on Paramount Plus. Gotta deliver. So what better way to give guys incentive by saying, hey, you don't need to get fight of the night to get an increase. You don't got to get a performance of the night bonus to get a pay increase. Just finish your opponent and we'll give you 25 grand. Based off how they are and how things go, I don't think they continue with the 100 grand bonuses, all the time. I think they keep it at 50. And then I think the 25 grand thing is going to go away pretty soon, if not the next one. But I think it's great for this one,
Well, they had to do something because last night's boxing I heard was a little bit lacking on the entertainment
yeah.
side.
I didn't even.
So Dana had
How
said
was
they
the
gave out
UFC
I
boxing?
didn't watch the Super Bowl.
Did you watch it?
Wrestling.
Nah, I don't watch boxing.
I didn't watch it either.
But no, I think it was good increase, and I hope they keep it.
It'd be nice if they keep it. So next weekend, 6 for 6.
Yeah, we're gonna be 6 for 6 next weekend, man. We're gonna make some noise up in Dallas. These guys have earned it. They work extremely hard, super dedicated. So I'm excited to see how these guys do work next weekend. So
Well, I'm excited to see you guys succeed.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you
of
guys for
course.
having me on the show, man. It was
Oh, yeah.
fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, of course. So.
Fury FC 114 is where you watch all the Borg, MMA, and fitness guys in action. It's all on UFC Fight Pass. If you've never had it before, there's still the trial week available, so you could watch it for free just to watch the homies. So that one will be fun. And then Saturday, it's already the next UFC event. So from Australia, Diego Lopez is challenging Alexander Volkanovski next week right away. Quick turnaround.
Yes.
Odd event before I get to it, guys. It's like road to UFC China, a bunch of Australian fights that would normally be on a fight night, and then the world title main event. But it's a pay-per-view. Well, numbered card down.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You guys like Volk or Lopez? Because we're not doing this next week.
I
I'll
got
be out of town.
I got Lopez.
I don't even know who to even choose on that one.
I got Lopez.
I got Volk retiring in his hometown successfully, but we'll see.
If he does, that would be dope. I love Volk, but I just see Lopez winning this time around. I think Lopez was a little bit in the moment for the last fight. A little bit, I don't want to say starstruck, but, very like, damn, this is my title shot. This is big. And I think he just dropped the ball a little bit, but he had Volk very hurt a couple times. And I think going to this next fight, he's going to be a little bit more confident in his abilities to put Volk away and to even compete at that high level. So I got Diego Lopez by finish.
All right, Racy is the new champion, I think, and still he has a big week out in Texas. And you guys can join me live Tuesday night, my fight show. Don't forget, Saturday, we'll have on ESPN Radio, Albuquerque 1017 The Team. It's Cage Minds Fight Hour. Maybe I'll be able to get someone from this UFC winning card on the show with me. And then we'll be back doing another live watch along for Knuckle Mania. So far, Nick Gonzalez and I think Mark Husky are going to come in and join us for that one. So thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Oh,